Go ahead, skin it. Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
Welcome to Smoke Wagon with your hosts, Tin Killer Cole and Ox Ford.
Howdy, folks. Welcome to Smoke Wagon. I'm Tin Killer Cole. That right over there is my good buddy, Ox Ford. Ox, how you doing, good buddy?
I'm doing good there, Johnny. I'm doing good. I'm just watching horror movies. Just watching the horror.
If you could have listened to me and Ox's conversations for the past 3 days, we've probably used this accent in this voice and talked about horror movies for, I don't know, it's probably happened 75 times. No.
Yeah, at least.
Mm-hmm.
At least 75 times about the horror.
We love watching horror movies.
So basically, to catch you guys up to speed as to why we were talking in that accent, I apparently say horror, and he says, how do you say it?
Horror movies.
Horror, like you're a whore.
Yes, horror movies.
And I say horror.
Horror.
I don't know. It's just the way I pronounce it. Horror, not horror. And that's what happened. So I say horror, and he's trying to make fun of me. So instead of saying horror, he says horror. And I go,
I like to watch the horror movies. Oh, Johnny, I'm watching the horror.
And so we just start riffing on this old lady, and I think I gave her a name before.
Yeah,
I gave her a name.
I don't know what it was.
It's probably Ethel. I don't know what it is.
That works for me, Ethel.
Sure,
Ethel in her horror movies.
Ethel's horror.
And so we're just going back and forth with this goddamn thing. And the reason why we're talking about horror movies, slaughter movies.
Horror.
The reason why we're talking about that is because we have coming up sometime, I don't know when, a brand new podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Tell me more.
We do. Well, it's called the Macabre Club.
Very interesting.
So it's going to be called the Macabre Club, and it will be focused on horror, as you would say,
and the horror movies.
Old sci-fi movies, possibly 80s and 90s, cult horror flicks.
Paranormal.
Yeah, paranormal, ghosts, aliens,
UFOs,
the unexplained,
all the scary things.
All the scary things, Johnny. All the things that go bump in the night. All the horror.
So we're gonna be doing that. It's called the Macabre Club, and if you want to become a member of the Macabre Club, you have to pay. I don't know how it works. I don't know how it works yet. I don't think you have to pay.
No, you could just call yourself a member, and then you're officially a member.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we will. Maybe we'll do an old school thing where you write in, you get buttons, and fucking.
We'll send you
like a T-shirt.
We'll send you
buttons.
flair.
Yeah, no, like an old school club, like you would do back in the 40s or 50s. I wanted to have a feel of like 1950s, like cult things. Like we've talked in previous Smoke Wagon episodes about like the culture like of the old West culture and how little kids were they're listening to their old radio serials, and then they were. Yeah. They were writing away and writing away. They were writing and getting sending away. That's what I was trying to say. Sending away for like the old like decoder rings. Do you remember?
Yeah, of course.
Shit like that.
Yeah, it's from that movie. the Christmas movie. Is it just called A Christmas Movie? Where he's trying to get that
Christmas Story?
A Christmas Story, yeah. Where he's trying to get the ring out of the cereal box or whatever it was, or trying to decode that whole thing. And then he finds out and when he finally decodes it just says something stupid like buy more Tastios or something.
Buy more Tastios. A lot of times it was like it was some kind of like chocolate milk bullshit, like I can't even think of the Ovaltine.
Yeah, that's Ovaltine. What it was, Ovaltine. Man.
And it's funny, like I grew up on all that stuff, and like my dad grew up on all that stuff, so I want the Macabre Club to have a feel of that, like the old 1950s things where you could just picture if there's like some kid sitting around like reading his horror comic books and he's listening to our podcast and
it's raining outside, it's storming, thunder. He's like under his sheet. He's under the sheet on his bed with a flashlight.
Listening to the Macabre Club.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's waiting any day now in the mail for his Macabre Club buttons and stickers and T-shirts. So I want to have it set up like that, but I also want to I want to do like a cult thing with it. And its presentation, I would love to have an old like horror host host a show, and then and instead of like playing a movie like they would do on like when I was a kid in Philly, we had not Elvira, we had an Elvira knockoff, and Elvira was also subsequently a knockoff of an old horror host from like the 50s named Vampira, and so we had one called Stella, and she was like I don't know, she, like I said, she was an Elvira wannabe, and she had a thing called Saturday Night Dead. So I want to do something like that, but instead of our host hosting a movie, it's us, and it's our panel of me, you, and whoever else is on, whoever whatever member of the club, that's in that day.
I like it
on our show.
I like talking about the horror movies.
Yeah, and then and then maybe like one episode we'll could just be talking about whatever. Another episode we'll do we'll kind of riff on an old movie, like a Mystery Science Theater type deal. Yeah,
I already got one lined up, right?
Oh yeah, we have our first movie. So whenever it happens, we have our first one. Should we save it or just just announce what the first movie is going to be?
Just go ahead, throw it out there. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's ever seen it.
Well, I have, and I was surprised that you had, and I guess you're probably surprised that I had.
Yeah, that's true.
One of my favorite 90s horror movies. I'm starting to say horror all of a sudden. Horror. It sounds so unnatural when I say
horror movies.
Hold on. I'm gonna type it in here because I want to get the year that 94. Okay, came out in 94. The movie they were talking about, Brain Scan with Edward Furlong.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's about a kid who gets this video game, and it's an interactive video game, and then it's right in the description. It's it's not like we're giving spoilers or whatever. The fucking movie's over 20 years old.
Yeah, spoiler alert: people die in this horror movie.
It's we won't give the twist or whatever, but yeah, the guy comes alive or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
In Brain Scan. Something like that. Yeah. Loved it. I fucking loved Brain Scan.
Great
it was
movie.
It was great. And I don't know, was it so bad that it was good, or was it just good,
it might have
was
just
it like
been good? I don't remember it being one of the movies that was so bad that it was good. I just remember loving it, like watching it the first time and just loving it.
Then again, you were 11 when it came out.
I was also I was
14.
also a child. That's true. So maybe I was I basically loved every horror movie when I was a kid. I just loved all of them. If it had any sort of ghoul or monster in it, or just lots of murder or naked women, I was there. I was with you.
You know what I loved watching? Oh yeah, absolutely. Come on, man. We had did you used to watch like the fuzzy channels for like the porn?
Of course, I had my.
Every once in a while, you'll see a nipple and you'll be like,
yeah. I would like, you would watch HBO, and you just you after midnight on HBO, you couldn't hardly see a damn thing because it was like watching a movie with bad tracking, like a VHS tape with horrible tracking.
Well,
but every now and then
we had porn channels on our cable station. We got HBO, so I used to watch them. I used to watch, and plus my family all had their fair share of porn stashed away. So my grandfather's porn I always found as a kid. My dad had videotapes I fucking found. My uncle had his porn all like under his sink. So, and there were sticky pages, man, that I found, which is fucking gross. So you just gotta tear out the sticky pages, throw those away, and make your own sticky pages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, like on our porn channels, like you would see a nipple every once in a while. You get so excited. But I remember watching like Real Sex on HBO, and I remember being like 12, 13, watching that stuff. Fucking loved that. But not only did I like horror movies, like my favorites were I love Chucky. I love the Child's Play movies when I was a kid. What was the one? Puppet Master.
Puppet Master. There's two different Puppet Masters out. There's the Puppet Master, and then there's Puppet Masters. Which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the ones where the actual dolls?
With the drill with the fucking
yeah, the dolls, yeah.
With the drill.
I think that's called Puppet Masters and not the Puppet Master.
Wait a minute. Okay. Really?
Yeah, because there's a movie called The Puppet Master, which is also a horror movie, which is not the same thing as Puppet Masters.
It's just called Puppet Master. It's the one with the dolls.
Okay.
Puppet Master.
Okay, well, there's another one. I think it's either called Puppet Masters or The Puppet Masters or The Puppet Master, something like that. I'm getting sick of saying Puppet Master over and over again. It's fucking annoying.
I hear you. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. What's going on here? There's the Puppet Master, Taiwanese film. I'm sure that's not the one you're talking about.
Yeah, it is an American.
Puppet Masters.
It's an American horror film.
The one you're thinking of, the other one is called The Puppet Masters.
I think it's about aliens or something, right?
Yeah, it's about aliens. Yeah, it's a 1994 sci-fi film. Okay. Yeah, this episode, by the way, is going to go all over the place. If you're tuning in to expect Old West talk, you're not going to get much of it. I'll tell you what you are going to get in this episode. You're going to get a lot of talking about horror movies. That's the kick we're on right now. You're going to get a lot of that. You're going to get some Periscope talk, and then you are by request. You are going to get Pioneer talk in this episode.
I can't wait for that. Actually, I can.
You can. And to be honest, I can too. We're totally changing the fucking.
We're just flipping the format on you, flipping the script.
Yeah, flipping it. I thought of something last night though, and I thought of something so we don't get burnt out on Old West talk. We should make seasons of our show.
Just talk about something different, like every 3 or 4 months.
Yeah, I'm serious.
It makes sense.
Like so. Yeah, so we have like season one of Smoke Wagon. Maybe it would be like 12 episodes, and then like you have some filler stuff. Like every once in a while, throw some YouTube videos and some other things, and then look, it's coming. We come back in a couple months, and then we have a whole new.
Now we're talking about the Fargo.
Yeah, Fargo.
Oh, Fargo.
Mr. Lundegaard.
Mr. Lundegaard. Oh no.
Well, there's another one. Oh, no, this one's called the Master
the Master of Puppets.
Puppeteer.
Isn't that a fucking Metallica CD or something?
Yeah. I want to make the Master of Muppets.
Not as cool.
Yeah.
Not as cool, Sam.
Not as cool. Not as cool at all. Unless I had the two old guys that sit in the balcony.
Oh, yeah. Those guys are great, right?
They were those dudes were fucking great. The hell are their names? Oh shit, man! Statler and something.
No idea.
Statler is one.
I couldn't even give you a good guess. No clue who those guys were.
And if we had listeners,
Elmer,
be like, yeah, Elmer Fuck.
Yeah, Elmer fucking Statler.
Elmer fucking Statler. Yeah, he got sued. He had to change his name because it was too close to Elmer Fuck.
Yeah, those are our new show names, by the way. Elmer fucking Statler.
Elmer fucking Statler. All right, I'm Statler. You're
okay, Elmer Fuck.
I'll be Elmer Fuck. But yeah, I love Puppet Master when I was a kid. I love Chucky. I think I loved any kind of doll back then that came alive, really, which is creepy.
Yeah, that's awesome. About it. Isn't there a newer horror movie called Annabelle about a doll that comes alive or something like that?
Yeah, but like that becomes more like, it's like these other ones were more fun. Like they were creepy and they were horror movies that I liked. I do not like horror movies today. I don't. We'll obviously delve into that, on our new show. But dude, I don't like Supernatural. I don't like The Grudge. I don't like The Ring. Yeah, I don't like
The Grudge.
Like
it was terrible.
Paranormal Activity.
I did like Paranormal Activity. I liked the first Paranormal Activity. That shit was creepy as shit. Dude.
You know what I liked? I liked Blair Witch Project.
I did too. I loved the Blair Witch Project.
I liked part 2 when it was an actual movie and not lost footage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I liked it too. Like at the beginning, they had that Marilyn Manson song. It was a full movie, but it was still really good. I saw it in theaters, and I was like, man.
So did I. As a matter of fact, I've seen every Blair Witch movie in a theater.
That's
the new one.
I honest to God didn't even know there was more than 2, but I saw the first.
They just came out with one, dude, last year.
I guess I haven't been paying close enough attention.
What? Yeah, dude.
How many are there? How many does that one make?
It's the third one.
Just the third? Well, definitely, I got to watch that then. I'm going to have to watch the new Blair Witch.
I don't know if it was a reboot. I don't know if it was a reboot or what it was. It was pretty much like the first one.
I think it was just called... Is it just called Blair Witch? Or is it called Blair Witch 3? Or...
No, I think it's just called Blair Witch.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think I did hear about it. I forgot.
Yeah, I saw it in the theaters. I don't even know when the hell it came out, though. Oh, I wrote Blair Witch because I could fucking spell.
It's the Blair Witch, Johnny.
It's the Blair Witch movie. That's my favorite horror movie.
Oh, reminds me of my niece, Blair. I say, Blair, you're a bitch.
Yeah, she's a real-life witch, is what I say.
I call her the Blair Bitch Project.
Yeah. She's her own horror movie. That house is a horror show.
2016, yeah. It's just called Blair Witch.
Blair Witch.
So I'm sure that's already out on DVD.
Mm-hmm. So I'll probably be able to just download it for free.
For free.
Because I pirate movies.
He does not. He pays for things.
I'm a pirate.
He pays for... No.
I'm a movie pirate.
Yeah, I'm going to steal ye movies.
I will steal ye movies. Wait, this movie has no cedars. Arr.
It's kind of gross that they're called cedars.
It does kind of gross me out a little bit.
But I want to do a song where you can't fight them, where you can't fight the cedars.
Can't fight the cedars. Oh god!
Oh, that's Seether.
Yeah.
Damn.
Can't fight the cedars. Holy shit!
But going back to the Macabre Club, yeah, I have a lot of ideas for it, and I think it's really cool. And again, we're not abandoning. We're not abandoning this show.
No, of course not. Smoke Wagon will endure, I assure you.
Right, and we still will talk about. Even though joking off air, Cole's like, yeah, we're just not going to talk about Western stuff anymore. We're just going to stop. We're just going to completely flip the format.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that's not going to happen. We're not going to do it. Now we'll still talk about it, but just know that that's not all it's going to be. Even if a lot of the episodes are just us talk about other bullshit and we throw maybe one reference in, it's something we love, but I don't know how to
listen. We're learning along with everybody else, and that means sort of adapting and forming our own comfort zone and our own we're molding this thing as we're going. We didn't have really a business model when we started this shit. We were just like, hey, I like Western movies. You like Western movies. Let's do a podcast about Western shit. But as you go along, it's understandable that something can things transform, things grow, things mold, things
as I've
evolve.
As I've explained before, I said to you, hey, I'm doing this new show with Brian called Pedantic. That's Buckaroo Brian to you guys. I'm doing a show called Pedantic, but it's spelled pod, like podcast, Podantic instead of pedantic. You know, instead of PED, it's POD. So we're doing a show called Pedantic, and I want to do one episode. Hey, I was going to wear my Ford shirt today. Good thing I didn't, man. Dude, real quick, I don't know where the fuck my Ford hat is.
What the fuck?
I have my Ford shirt, but I lost my Ford hat weeks ago, man. No idea where it is. I have to get a new one. That'd been hilarious if we were both wearing our Ford hats and Ford shirts.
Ford shirts at the same time, yeah.
Yeah. So I said to Cole, I'm like, hey, man, you know, I got to get you on, so we'll do like a whole episode about like Westworld and, you know, and the Wild West or whatever. And he's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden it's like, hey, we should just do a podcast about the Old West. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. What I realized we did wrong was we packed too much in the very beginning. Mm-hmm. And our first couple episodes, when we did our format sheet, it was like we don't even do a format sheet anymore.
No, not really. We don't do anything. We literally just start the show and start talking. That's all we do.
We start talking, and whatever happens, happens. We realize that that's how we work best, because I don't like to work with a script. I don't like to be held within like a certain. Like we didn't have little times jotted down. Like, all right, we're going to talk about this topic for this amount of time. Because if I did, I don't know if I could.
That must be frustrating, right? I wonder how many shows do that.
Paid.
I wonder how many shows actually do that. Like they say 12 minutes on this topic, then 30-minute break, and then
think about Around the Horn, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you know? For sure. Yeah, they have like timers on the screen. Like you have 30 seconds.
Timers, Yeah, I mean, I could do that. You know, it's doable. I just don't want to do that. You know, it's not what I want to do.
If somebody gave me 30 seconds to talk about baseball, I would probably end up flipping the table over and being like, fuck all of you. Fuck you and fuck your opinion.
Yeah, so I think we jam-packed our shows with like topics, and our format sheet, it was like topic break, topic break, topic, you know, and then plug our social media, you know, and we would spend like 5 minutes saying, you could catch us at Smoke Wagon. It's a Smoke Wagon Outlaw Radio?
Yeah.
No, it's Smoke Wagon Radio.
It's a Smoke Wagon Radio. Wait, what's our Twitter handle again?
Radio.
Hey, what was it? Twitter? It's at Smoke Wagon. Is it radio? Right. Is radio at the end of that? Or is it just Smoke Wagon?
Do I have to type in
I can't
Twitter?
remember if it's... and then on Spreaker, it's HTTPS.
Speaker? Did you say speaker? No,
it's Spreaker. It's Spreaker.
Sprinkler? Sprinkler.com.
Sprinkler. Catch us on Sprinkler.
Hey guys, I listened to your show. I went to sprinkler.com. It was really good. Loved your show on sprinkler.com. And it's like we spent like a half hour fucking or whatever, you know, like however fucking really obviously I'm exaggerating, but you know. And so we were just like, oh, hey, let's just make a website because we're dummies. And it took us a little bit to think of that. We really knew it. It's not that it took us a while. Like for comedic value, I like to, you know, play dumb and be like, oh, it took us that long. And that's the problem is you have to explain things to idiots today. Like I'll do that at my mom's house. I'll play dumb and my mom will be like, oh, you can't be serious. And it's like you have to break down the fourth wall and be like, and explain the fucking joke and go, no, listen, I'm joking. It's part of the joke. I'm playing dumb. Okay, but when you have to explain the bit to somebody, it just doesn't make it fucking funny anymore, and it's frustrating. Of course. So we knew that we knew from the beginning we had to have a website. We just didn't fucking make it because we're lazy. True. And finally we got it up, and I haven't even maintained it in forever. Yeah. Like I've never once put up a what's it called? What's the section? Fact or fiction, which I like the bit. I do. It's one of the ones Caitlin came up with. I I like it. I like the bit. We're just lazy. Basically, what we need is interns or something.
Yeah,
we need
right?
somebody to fucking help
We need
us.
a fucking
We do.
intern.
We need.
Hey,
we need
is
somebody
anybody
to help
out
us.
there who
Somebody's-
wants to do free work for us?
Yeah, if you want to do free work, you want to write articles, you want to, just produce. You want to be a producer, fucking come up with some bits, sign in to our fucking account, and put shit up on the website. Hey, man,
So I think we discussed it a little bit.
Break you.
I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna continue doing Smoke Wagon. Of course, we're going to work on the Macabre Club a little bit. We got a couple other podcasts in the work, maybe a sports show in the works. Maybe a little something between me and another friend of mine. Maybe a little something between me and my brother. Obviously, something between Jack and or Ox and it'll be Jack on the other show, I'm sure, and Brian Buckaroo. And we got a whole a docket, so to speak, and we're gonna create a.
We have a new website coming out.
Yeah,
well, it's an old website.
It's going to be the old website, but it's going to be renamed, and it's going to have the website's going to have all these new shows on it, which we're going to take very seriously.
Basically, have a little podcasting network, and we are going to be looking for help. We are going to be looking for contributors to write, like I said, write articles, to be tweeting for us. Just to do a lot of this stuff. It's a handful, man. It's a lot. It's not just a handful. I mean, it's a lot to do.
Hey, but we have nothing but time. We're lowlifes.
Well, you have 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, I definitely have the next 2 weeks. I'm on vacation.
He's on 2-week vacation. Yeah, and you would think that it's really not that fucking easy to juggle all these different ideas, and then not only just trying to come up with stuff for the show, but stuff for each show, and then the website, and logos, and then
recording your breaks and recording your intros and editing. Editing takes me so long. It takes so long. I dread it every week. Now I'm going to dread editing this episode, although we haven't taken any breaks yet, so I have no editing to do right now just yet. But I'm sure we'll have something pop up.
I'm sure you'll find something to edit.
Yeah.
Usually what because you can I listened to the show. What did you have to edit? Well, it was edited out. You fucking idiot. Right. You don't know because it was fucking edited.
It wasn't
That's
there.
How beautiful it is. Yeah, it's like you don't see the magic trick.
Yeah, I know. Right?
There's a lot of hiccups in our. I don't know if it's the connection or what it is, but there's a lot of. Or at least there used to be. It's been
way better. It's not like it was the first couple episodes. There was a lot of skips and stuff, and I don't have to edit those really so much anymore.
Oh, that's good.
I think the last episode, literally, I think there was one single break in your recording, in your audio that I had to cut out. Other than that, everything sounded great.
That's good.
Except how unfunny I was. So.
Yeah, you like to say that.
Yeah,
I think you're a funny guy.
I think
you're a funny guy.
I think you're funny too, Ox. Let's make out.
I think you're funny. Oh, let's do it. right in the funny bone. You can touch my funny bone. That's my elbow. Mm-hmm. My kids were discussing the funny bone the other day, and they're talking about where their funny bone is. And I'm pretty sure your funny bone's just in one spot. It's just your fucking elbow.
I have a funny bone here and here. This is another funny bone right here in my thigh.
My
right
femur.
Here. This one's
my
funny.
femur is my funny bone.
I have a funny bone in my ankle. So I'm gonna have to get.
My ankle is hilarious.
I know when I get older, I'm gonna have to have that replaced with a regular bone because I'm tired of it being so fucking funny all the time.
Yeah.
My ankle does stand up.
That's actually pretty funny. My ankle does stand up.
Do you get it? Because it's an ankle and it holds you up. Why is he laughing? You're making me blush. I'm getting red face.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, that's a fucking classic. Oh, dude. I'm going to have to work that one in with my wife later on today.
You're just going to completely steal the joke, huh?
Yeah, I'm just going to take it right off your hands, that joke. But then I have to do the whole build-up first, though. I have to talk about Funny Bones for a while first, and then she'll be like, why the fuck are you talking about Funny Bones? Like, I'm getting somewhere. Exactly. Just follow me. Oh, goddamn. That made my chest hurt. That's funny. Goddamn.
I am really excited to do the Macabre Club, to start the Macabre Club and really get it up and running. I can't wait to get, I mean, again, I'm not abandoning Smoke Wagon. Smoke Wagon's still, my thing. But I'm going to be honest. I think it's a lot harder, or I forget that. I'm going to say I think it's going to be a lot easier to get people interested in the Macabre Club than it is to get people interested in Smoke Wagon, because lots of people like horror movies more than they like westerns.
Right.
I'll give you an example. I'm on Periscope a lot. I'm on Periscope every day, multiple times a day. I watch a lot of scopes, and I get banned from a lot of scopes. I make a lot of enemies on a lot of scopes.
Yeah.
And we'll get to that in a minute. But when I've brought up about what podcasts I've done before, or, when I would bring that up, people are like, oh, okay, that's cool. Every once in a while, you'll get somebody, oh, I'll listen to you. And that's awesome. And I appreciate everybody that listens to my podcast, our podcast, your podcast, their podcast. Smoke Wagon is for the people. Okay. I'm going to be one of those guys. Smoke Wagon.
It's for you.
It's for you.
It's for you. It's for the people.
Smoke Wagon.
This isn't about us, man. This isn't about me and you, Ox. This is about the people. Yeah.
Well, so when I tell them, about it, like I said, I'll get a couple every once in a while. Somebody like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'll listen. I'll give it a listen. Lots of people don't like fucking cowboy shit, though. They don't give a fuck about the Old West. They don't care about cowboy boots. They don't care about what we like. They don't care about, going and hanging out in the saloon. To me, that's still a fucking dream of mine.
It really is. I would love to be in. If you could time travel to any period, where would it be? Would it be the Wild West, or would it be somewhere else?
Ooh,
any place.
Let's save that for a few minutes. Let's save that question for a few minutes. Let me get where I'm going, and then I'll get right back to that. So anyway, all right, fine. I'll speed it up. When I bring up the Old West and I bring up Smoke Wagon, people are like, oh, yeah, okay. When I bring up the Macabre Club and I say what we're talking about, all I've been getting lately is, oh my God, when's it starting? When can I listen? Can I be on it? Oh my God. Like, when can I be on it?
Yeah.
How do I listen? When are you starting? Same questions over and over, but they want to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm getting all these different people interested in it.
That's good, man.
Because people love horror movies. They love that shit, They want to they're more interested in that than they are, Old West shit. And it sucks because, but at the same time, I could be like, well, fuck them. It's about us. But and which whatever is, I am kind of like that anyway.
Yeah.
But I want, dude, you don't have to worry about the dogs. He got up to shut the door so you don't hear the dogs. You hear my fucking dog in the background barking. What was I saying? I just got completely fucking off.
Oh, I was trying not to disrupt the show and stand up and shut my door. Why you had to bring it up that I was standing up to shut my door?
Yeah, you should have shut the door. See, I'm fucking ADD, and I'm gonna pay attention to what you're doing. You should have just let it go. You should have just let the
yeah, while you talked about the horror movies. Talk more about the horror show. I want to hear about the horror show.
No, but the thing is I really, I typically don't give a shit about, what people think, and I don't, I do what I want to do. If I'm making a joke and there's like 100 fucking people and I make a joke, my joke is for me to laugh and then hopefully to get somebody else to laugh. if there's 100 people and only 2 people laugh, right? Then there's 98 fucking people that can go fuck themselves. Right. But that's like if I'm sitting in a chat room or something like that, or I'm on Periscope or some shit. The problem is that you can't have a successful podcast if that's what you're doing. I'm
sorry, the fucking ankle thing keeps popping back into my head and I can't stop laughing. I just can't, like, I'm trying to get it out of my head because it's got me tickled. You know what I mean? Like, it's got a hold on me right now, that fucking stupid joke. And I can't stop thinking about it. I'm trying to follow along with you with your Havre show, but I can't. I just keep going back.
Now it's stupid. Now it's a stupid joke.
Dude, no, it's hysterical. It's fucking hilarious, man. Fucking hilarious.
My ankle does stand up.
Damn it. I have to stop, man. I'm going to pinch myself every time I laugh about that.
And it's one of those things that, like, if you just wrote that on paper, nobody would ever find it funny. You know, my ankle does stand up. Talking about funny bones.
Oh, no.
My funny bone is in my ankle. My ankle does stand up.
Stop talking about it. Yeah.
Why?
Because I can't. Because I have to keep pinching myself.
Where you don't find it funny anymore. We have to get it to that point.
We just have to bury it. We just have to run it into the ground.
Said it. I didn't even find it that funny.
It just struck me. It struck me. You know, sometimes things will just get to you.
It happens. Oh, dude. I know. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I'll sit there. I'll be pissing myself laughing, watching something. And people are, what the fuck? I don't get it. And I'm like, you know what? You don't have to.
I don't get it either.
And that's what I'm talking about with the show and with all other things. Is typically I'm like, fuck you. You don't have to get it. But when it comes to a podcast, you want them to get it because you want listeners. That's the point of it. It's not just, like when Brian writes jokes for him, and it's like, all right, well, if it's only going to make 5 people laugh, then that's good. And I'm like, no, I want lots of people to laugh, But at the same time, I understand that you don't want to make your comedy super fucking cheap, or you don't want to make your product super cheap. But that's not what this is. Is that this is we can make people fucking laugh with this, but people aren't listening, or some people aren't going to listen just because it's geared towards the Old West, And he's still thinking about it. I see his face.
No, dude, stop. Dude, stop. No, what the dynamic? Fucking,
it's ridiculous.
I'm done. I'm pinching myself. All right. Let's go.
You would think that he's been drinking, but you would think that he's been
the thing
smoking.
was, it caught me so fucking off guard because I heard you say it and then I didn't realize what it meant until I repeated it back to myself and then it made sense in my head. And that's what got me. I think the funny part of this show is that we're 2 guys with pretty good senses of humor. You have a great sense of humor. I have a pretty good sense of humor. And what I am always trying to do in the show, and I think probably what you're trying to do sometimes too, is just make each other laugh. I think we're just trying to tell jokes to one another, basically. And a lot of them come off as fucking stupid, and then a lot of them don't go over at all. But every now and then you touch on one, and I just can't. Like, you make me fucking laugh harder than anybody's ever made me laugh in my fucking life. That's why I love doing this show with you. That's why I'll love doing any show with you, because I think you're the funniest motherfucker I've ever met. So, but...
Oh, man. And it's hilarious because, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I think I'm funny. I think you're a funny guy. And to think you're funny is one thing. To think you're like the funniest guy is another thing. And I'm not even. I think I'm a funny guy. And I think Brian, the way you're saying about me is how I feel about Brian.
Megan loves my wife loves Brian too. Like even when we just talked to Brian on the podcast, when you shout to him, ask him a question or something, she loves those parts where you just where you're asking I keep wanting to call him Bootleg Brian. What the fuck is his name?
Bootleg. It's funny because he had a different name for himself. He came up with some other name, and I'm like, oh yeah, dude, we've already been calling you Buckaroo Brian.
Buckaroo. I was thinking Boondock. Boondock Brian. Bootleg Brian.
He wanted something like something like Bootleg Burke or some shit like that. Because like. Yeah, some fucking crazy name. His grandfather, legit, was a pro boxer, right? Back in the 1930s.
Really?
Yeah, he was a pro boxer, and he fought as Buddy Burke. That was his name. Now, Brian's last name is not a very good name. His last name is I don't
probably we won't give it away. No, don't worry.
So I'm not going to give it away, but it's not Burke. But that's what his grandfather.
Maybe an example last name, like something that may be similar, but.
All right, it's Borky.
Borky, okay. Oh, that's a terrible last name. So, but it's similar.
It's a terrible last name. So his grandfather's name was Emmanuel Borky. That was his name, right? Emmanuel Borky. And so he fought as Buddy Burke. That was his boxing name. So Brian's used oh my gosh, I was going to say surname, the pseudonym.
Wait. Was Brian a hefty boy throughout school, high school, elementary school? Because I can think of a few things that rhyme with Borky that you could call a big boy. Yeah, I think
Porky Borky. It's been done.
It's been done. Yeah. Okay.
I call him, dude. He's in my phone as Bork Chop.
Bork Chop.
Yeah, he's in my phone as Bork Chop. Yeah. I remember I had my mom and dad pissing themselves laughing the first time I called him Bork. I was like, yo, Bork Chop. And they fucking started cracking up. I don't know why that tickled them. Yeah, it's a very what's the word I'm looking for? Man, my brain today is like, it's just
scattershot.
It's like,
I got you.
Yeah, super scatter. I'm like brain farting all over the place. God damn, like the words are there. It's like on the tip of my tongue, and then all of a sudden, it's just like I can't think of it. Like disappears, and I'm like, oh, that's such a blank name.
Yeah, well,
we're gonna play password.
Well, you can be scattershot. I'm drunk anyway. Let's just talk about whatever. I wanted to talk about. I've been doing a Periscope. You know this.
Well, dude, we still had other shit to talk about, homeboy.
Well, let's talk about the other shit then. Let's move right along. Plow right through it.
We start talking about Brian. Yeah, man, it's funny though. We both have used a bunch of different names. He's used. He writes under BP Burke, I think. There's a name he writes under, BP Burke. I've done a bunch of shit. We tried doing this little comic drawing series called. What the hell was it called? It was Locke and Guy were the characters' names. It was funny because I was using the name Locke way before I even had my son and named him Locke. Or Lachlan. Simple Minded, I think was the was it called Simple Minded? Or Reason Gone Mad. I forget. But anyway, we did this little drawing thing. And under that, when I was drawing the little characters, I used the name Jackson Wells. I used Jackson Wells instead of my real name. Something else that I did, I ended up using Jack Oxenford. I used my grandpa's last name. That's a couple of years ago. I've used Brom Bones, which I'll probably be using Brom Bones. Probably bringing that back on the Macabre.
Yeah, that's what your name still is on PS4. That's what your ID is. Yeah. Brom Bones.
Yep, Brom Bones. Well, that was for on Pal Talk. My name is Brom Bones for a while. I just changed back to Brom Bones on Instagram. Yep.
I used to use Mr. Cynical. Mr. Cosby was a couple. I don't know.
Maybe you'll use Mr. Cynical again for.
I had another one on Pal Talk. It was my name was Sunny Disposition.
Yeah, man. But the way what I was talking about is the way you're saying, no, you're funny. I find out about Brian. Like I think Brian's a really funny fucking dude. But it's weird with me and him is that sometimes our personalities just clash. Like me and you, we put on good shows. And me and Brian have done funny shows too, but sometimes it's like Brian likes to play devil's advocate a little bit too much. And it just grates my nerves. And like every time he pisses me off, I go, this is why we don't do a fucking podcast together. It's funny, like it happens all the time, man. I'm like, that's why we're not doing a fucking podcast. Yeah, but no, our podcast will be fucking good, especially now that I'm in the rhythm again of doing one. The last time I would do podcasts regularly, and this is, dude, we're going back a long time ago. I did the Gorilla Position. I did the Cheap Shot. I did the Jack and Brian show a long time ago, Coat Hanger Alley. I did one with mutual person we know, Mario, called Out There. I did a bunch of different podcasts. And even before the term podcast was around, we were calling them internet radio shows.
I did a few too. I did One Royal Way. I did a podcast called Standoffish. I did one called Brothers. With me and my brother Ty, and I've done a few of them myself over the years, and a lot of
Brothers them, is Brothers coming back?
I think so. I think me and Ty are going to bring back Brothers, but I'm not sure about it yet. It depends on him. He needs a better microphone. That's what I'm kind of waiting on. He needs a better microphone.
You got to bring back. You got to do something with Standoffish because that's a dope name. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, that was fun. That was really, really fun. That was me. It was me and a buddy of mine, Johnny, and then with Ty. I think it was three of us, and then we would have every week we had somebody else that was on. So it was four of us, and it was just bullshitting about whatever the new hot viral videos and stuff were and stuff like that. Just talking about them and bullshitting about the news and stuff. It was really fun and funny. I never laughed so fucking hard in my life than when I was doing Standoffish. I mean, I'd be in tears
and then you met me.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I was in tears every episode. It was very, very fun.
So what you're saying is that was funnier than the shit you do with me. Gotcha. Listen, I'm done.
You should have been on Standoffish. It was awesome.
We're done. It's over. Our friendships. It's been compromised.
All right. We should go to our first break. We're 47 minutes deep here.
Wait. We should go. You said we weren't doing breaks. And all of a sudden, we're doing a break.
Yeah, we're doing a break.
We're doing a break.
Our first break. We're gonna go.
When we come back from our when we come back from our break, we're gonna speed it up. We said we were supposed to talk about something else, and then when we listen back, you'll be like, oh, that's right, we were supposed to go into that, and then we forget. Shit fucking happens. It's scattershot, as he said. Fucking ADD radio. Really, when I'm fucking talking. But when we come back, we're gonna talk about Periscope, and then after Periscope, we'll talk about. Pioneers in America.
Of course, yeah. Can't skip out on I believe
Amy? House of Escobar. Was it Amy? Is that Amy?
That's who
House of Escobar on Periscope and Twitter requested that we talk about pioneers. So we have a couple things to talk about with that. Not a whole lot, but we have some, and hopefully it will suffice.
Okay.
Suffice.
Be right back.
Suffice.
Are you thinking about leaving your loving wife or girlfriend for a superfly tender honey? Do you frequent massage parlors that have questionable integrity? Is your malevolent side chick extorting $10,000 of hush money from you every single year? Good news. Go to www.smokewagonradio.com. You won't find the answers to any of your problems, but it's a website, and you'll be there. All right. Well, welcome back to the Smoke Wagon Podcast.
That was a very quick break. What was it, a minute?
Yeah, just a minute or two. Yeah, something like that. Why?
What you guys don't know is we took like an hour break, by the way. We literally, from the last time you hear us talking to right now, it might be a minute. I don't even know what he's going to put in the break. but it's been an hour.
Like more than an hour, I think, like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah, we don't even know what the fuck we talked about.
Yeah, what were we supposed to talk about?
We were going to come back talking about Periscope.
Okay, Periscope. I've been periscoping a lot lately. By the way, I'm going to plug it because I want people to check out my Periscope. It's at 10 Killer Cole. So check out my Periscope. I've been periscoping like a motherfucker.
I've changed my name. It's now the Macabre Club. And the reason why I've changed it is because I've made so many goddamn enemies. Well, anyway, I want to start plugging a new product anyway, but I have made so many damn enemies. Oh, I hit the mute button.
Yeah, I was going to say, and?
No, and that's it. I've made enemies. The mute button got stuck. I've made a lot of enemies lately. And I'll just go through them. Fuck it. We
go through all of your enemies. Yes. Let's talk about people we hate.
There's George. I don't like George.
No, I hate that motherfucker. I
hate George.
I could go the rest of my life without ever fucking hearing the word George again.
All right, now listen. I want you to seriously, instead of just blowing it off or be like, "Oh, I'm tired of listening to you talk." I want you to you've heard these before, but I'm going to tell you it again, and because this is for the show now. Okay, so I've had different groups of people I end up having fucking beef with, and you could say, "Well, maybe you're the problem." Fine. I'm the problem if when I explain and you think that I'm the problem, then maybe there is something wrong with me, and I will accept it and still be the problem because I'm never going to fucking change my view on these things.
Right.
So there's this group called OBS, Open Bottle Society, rather. They do a beer review thing. There's this guy who runs it. His name's Key. I've talked about this in a previous thing, but I'm going to talk about it again because it's relevant to the topic. So Key is a 37-year-old guy who says that he's 60. Now, it's not like a gimmick thing. It's not kayfabe where it's like he tells it. No, he literally tries to make people believe he's 60 years old.
Why would you try to make yourself seem older? I don't
know. But I found his voter registration. I found his.
How the fuck did you find his voter registration?
I have my ways.
Okay.
I found shit on him. I found like legit shit, right?
Okay,
like his real stuff.
Okay, Detective Ford.
Dude, let me tell you something. If I could have been a private detective, if I could be, you need to be licensed in Pennsylvania to be me and Caitlin do PI work all the time. Like, look, finding shit. Dude, let me tell you, man, we would be great fucking PIs. You need to have a background in like police or something like that, you know? You can't just open up a thing. Like, you need to be licensed, but in order to get a license, you need like so many years, blah, 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 blah. It's not as simple as just opening your own firm and then, whatever. You can do that, however, in Colorado.
You can just say you're a private detective and be like, hey, I'm open for business.
Yeah, I think you can get a license, but or you might not even need a license. But if you do need a license, it's like you don't need to jump through all the hurdles you need to jump through in PA. You don't need the same background and shit, so it's a lot easier. And I was like, dude, I just want to move to Colorado and just become a fucking PI. That'd be
just put an ad in a newspaper and be like, private detective. You think your husband's cheating on you? I got you.
Dial R for Riley.
Detective Riley. You could just start calling yourself detective. Some fucking guy.
I'm just going to call myself Detective Riley.
Yeah, exactly. Detective Cole. Let's start a new podcast. Let's start a new podcast about how we just thought we're just detectives. Me and you, Detective Cole and Detective.
Check this out. If you ever saw my logo for Pedantic, it's a detective door. It's a private eye door. And the thing says Riley Burke. And then it's like arch, like Riley Burke. No, but it says Pedantic, but it's on a door, like
I know, like one of those old glass doors. Yeah, and that's what I had, and I wanted to do like. There are different podcasts out there where like, there's like mystery ones out there where like there's this one Brian was telling me about, like, where this guy. I don't know what happened, but long story short, like they were trying to investigate like this murder or something like that, and then this dude was like real weird, and he ends up dying throughout the podcast. There's like 8 episodes, and then you find out like he ends up killing himself,
and then that becomes like almost like a mystery or whatever. And I like weird things. Like there was this one thing on the internet. It's like this. There was like this thing where there was a guy who took a picture with like these two girls, and people wanted to know who the guy was. So they were trying like. They built like podcasts around like who this fucking dude is, like this mystery dude in the picture. Yeah. They finally located who he was. They found him. This one thing that they went and they met up with a bunch of his friends, and the friends said that he died a couple of years ago and all this bullshit. And so they thought that he died. Then they got another tip that he was actually really alive. And it was like all this like weird fucking shit. And I'm like,
just some fucking insurance salesman from North Dakota or something.
No, well, it was in Philly. It was right outside of Philly in the suburbs, and it was like this crazy fucking story. And it's like, dude, I want to do a podcast like focusing on shit like that, and that's what I kind of wanted Pedantic to be. But you know, it's hard to do that because that really requires a lot of like, you know, finding out local stories and interviewing people.
Listen, Ox, there's a lot of podcasts about just, well, I don't know if there's a lot, but I have heard of podcasts. I've never listened to one that they just do like found footage. Like stuff that people find, like basically somebody could pick up a note on the ground, like maybe something that somebody wrote to somebody, maybe it has a name on it or something, and then they just spend all of this time trying to figure out who the note belongs to or who it was going to, where it came from, why it was written. Yeah. Or it could be that, or it could be like maybe a flash drive with a couple pictures on it or something like that, and then they just do all this, like they have all these people that do all of this work for them, like investigating, and they put all the stuff that they found on the internet on their website, and people just like try to figure out why it was there, where it came from, whose it was, and all that.
Absolutely. Like you see a picture, you see something in the background, and if you start to see that that's like a recurring thing, like, oh, these people like to go to this particular restaurant a lot, so that you go to the restaurant, you take a picture, like memento, you know, and like you have the picture, like,
who the fuck is this?
Have you seen? Yeah, who the fuck is Don?
Who the fuck is Don?
You take the picture to, you know, hey, you know, have you seen this person? And it's like, why? What are you looking for? And I'm like, oh, I don't live here anymore. I kind of want to do that with like Pedantic, but yeah, hey, look, maybe once in a while, maybe something once we get, you know, the Macabre Club rolling, maybe we could have some like little detective like offshoot fucking show or something like that, you know, where we do something that'd be fucking really cool, man. I love detective shit. So anyway, going back to this dude, we skewed way off.
It's okay. We hot sauced right over everything we were talking about.
We hot sauce right, motherfucker. It's a good line. Hot sauce right over that shit. So going back to this dude, he's 37 years old. Tells people he's 60, right? And he lies about a bunch of other shit too. Lies about a bunch of stuff. And anyway, I'm part of their little community, like, you know, hanging out all the time in their Periscope and stuff. And I'm just, you know, like I liked the community at first. Then like there was this girl who came down. Now it was the first time she said she had traveled in like 20 something years. She has kids and stuff, and she really hasn't been able to go out much. And she travels to go hang out for, I don't know if it was a week, a couple days, or what it was. And as she's hanging out, being silly, just being fun, you know, getting drunk and stuff, and just, you know, just being silly. Her name was Silly Girl. That's her name, because she's silly.
Naturally.
Well, naturally. So she goes, and I'm fidgeting. I'm sorry. I'm like throwing dimes around on the desk.
Dropping dimes.
Like fucking, yeah, dropping dimes. So she goes and she has fun, and not all these, but a couple different girls are giving her shit. You know, like talking shit about her, taking like pot shots, and not even like stuff that it's, you know, like, oh yeah, look at him, he's such a dork, you know. It was like they were just being mean and like throwing out real, you know, hurtful shit. And I was joking around at first. Like I was like, oh, look, it's Florence Henderson, because she's like in her 40s and she has like a short haircut and stuff, you know. And I was just like making little jokes and stuff. But they were being malicious. Yeah. And there's a difference, you know, obviously. So she scoped about it when she went home, and she was like, you know, she was like, I watched the replays and I was really hurt that did this shit happen? Now, I had emailed that dude Key, and I was like, listen, I didn't come around for a few days because of that shit happen. I was like, it's not something I want to be a part of. Like, I could break balls and stuff like that, but I don't like the phoniness. Like, these girls were trying to be friends with this one girl. Like, they were supposed to be friends with her, and then they're shitting on her because they thought that she couldn't see what was going on. Anyway, I said, I was like, well, I'm not going to be coming back because something happened where she ends up getting booted from the room, banned from this girl, Silly Girl, gets banned from this dude Key's Scope because apparently she came back in to Key's thing and he told her to drop it because she was upset. And he told her to drop it, and I guess she didn't drop it, so he banned her. But he never did anything with these other girls. And I thought that was some bullshit, like, what's with the favoritism? Like, why would you ban her but not ban those other girls? Like, what do they have? Like, what? Like, why? Like, what's?
Well, let me ask you, how many viewers does he normally get on Periscope?
He gets a lot.
So what I was thinking was maybe if he didn't get a lot, or maybe if he was playing the numbers game. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to alienate the majority of your fan base, even though it sucks that you had to. That. Yeah, you had to get rid of the numbers.
I get that, but this in this particular case, it was one person versus two. And so does it come down to, well, Jody and Star are more popular than Silly Girl, so if I booted Jody and Star, I would lose more people, like, kind of what you're alluding to?
Yeah.
Like, is it like that? Is that the case? And then so it's like, well, if I boot those two, I'm going to lose this many people, but if I boot her, I'm only going to lose this many people. So, I think that that's a fucking shitty way to look at things. How about you say, hey, all of you knock it the fuck off, chill the hell out, and just let shit slide. But this is the same guy. This is the same dude who he had a woman, an older woman, doing stuff for him. Okay, working for him.
Oh yeah.
And she no.
His own little personal mama-san.
No, he has this woman, dude, this is fucked up shit. Listen, he has this woman doing stuff. She would do, like, I don't know, announcements and stuff for him, like on the I don't know if it was on YouTube or Periscope or what. And she had to get a surgery done, and he banned her because she got surgery and couldn't do announcements for him. He booted her. She was banned from the community.
Why does this guy have so many followers if he's just that much of a prick?
I don't know. I have no idea, and that's what I wonder about these things. I've heard a lot. I got a lot of dirt on this motherfucker, and I wonder the same thing. I'm like, is it because they don't see it, or is it because other people don't speak up because he silences them?
Is he funny?
Because once you, people think that he is, but he's a fucking hack.
Is he like Matt Spade's funny?
Yes. Yeah. He's like Mr. Spades. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we should explain.
Yeah.
You should explain.
All right. So Mr. Spades is this little, like, Jack Black wannabe, short, stocky fucking dude who is now in prison for trying to fuck a 9-year-old girl. Me
and Jack Ox, we met on Pal Talk, which is a video chat program, and there's also voice. Many years ago, like 2007 or 2008, we met on Pal Talk, and there was a guy in there, Matt. His name was Matt, but he went by Mr. Spades was his name on Pal Talk, and he was this guy that just he was just over the top and really, really, really unfunny and hacky and stupid. But he was loud and obnoxious, and all the girls would love him just because he talked a lot and he pretended. I don't know. Well, he was a phony. He was such a fucking phony.
I think what it was, that's what it is too. It's when somebody pretends to care about women's, rights or something, or they start to play the white knight, or they start to act like they give a shit about something. Like Matt would do that, and then Matt would also be in messages with me like, "Hey, look, I have videos of this girl naked. Do you want them?" You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
just like all this fucking like weird shit. And but anyway, Matt would have his nipples pierced, and he would pull his shirt up, and he would play with his boobs, like that was funny. And look, people are going to find that funny. People find lowbrow humor funny. They find farts funny. They find dick jokes funny. Stupid shit like that. I don't. I'm not going to call myself a comedy snob. I think that saying AIDS isn't funny. Like when your joke is simply the word AIDS, it's not funny. And that's the type of person Matt was. Or is, he's probably in jail right now going,
he is in jail right now. He got 10 years. The guy ended up, long story short, the guy ended up getting 10 years in prison for going, like he was baited by a couple cops on social media because he was going to meet a couple 9-year-old girls to get his, get the
girls from 9 to 12.
Yeah, it was, they're very young girls. But anyway,
so, And Key, that dude Key reminds me a lot of him. I'm not saying that Key's a fucking pedophile.
No, I am.
But I'm talking about as far as you're saying it?
Yeah, I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't know the guy, but he's definitely a pedophile.
It's not funny to say rape. Rape jokes aren't funny. Yeah, but imagine getting raped by a clown. That'd be fucking hilarious.
No, it still would not be very funny.
What?
No, it would not be that funny. No.
Oh. I apologize then. I take that back. Oh my God. So that in that community, that dude Key said he was going to take a break. Lots of drama, blah 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 blah. We're going to disappear for a week, blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, well, all right, dude. It was nice hanging around, nice meeting everybody. I'm not coming back anymore. I'm done. Like with this thing, I just fucking take care, buddy. That was pretty much my thing to him. So he blocked me. He blocked me from his room. And then people fucking started trying to shit on me about it. And he was bullshitting. He was like, oh yeah, because he's like, he wants to take sides. And it wasn't that I was taking sides. Like I have some kind of I have some weird union with fucking, with the silly girl chick. I don't even know her. I think I talked to her once or twice, in her scopes. It was just that I thought it was fucked up what they did to her. You booted her because she was pissed off and wanted to defend herself, So there was a lot of fucking petty bullshit with that. And there's a lot of, like I said, a lot of fucked up shit that I've heard that, I don't want to throw somebody else. There's somebody else that he fucked over really in a really weird, bizarre way. I'll actually tell you, I don't want this person to get shit. It's the only reason I'm not going to, expose that one scenario. I'll tell you, but he's done some wacky fucking shit, dude, that makes you go, why would you want to fucking talk to that person anymore?
I'm relatively new to Periscope. I just started my own scope, and I got 10 broadcasts up, and I'm just messing around on there. And yesterday, I was the most useless human on the face of the earth. Yesterday, I just sat here at this desk and I looked at Periscopes all day long. That's all I did, and there were so many Periscope. I remember texting you when I got blocked from my first one because there was some girl. There was a girl who was doing I don't know, some weird mantra shit in an SUV, just looked like it was parked on the side of the road, and she was doing some weird shit. And I said in the room, I was like, you seem like one of those people who are going to commit or who is going to be involved in one of those weird, creepy religious mass suicides. And I was immediately blocked. And I was like, okay. I was like, I understand that. And it was a joke. I was just trying to make a joke, but I got blocked and banned, and I was like, okay, I understand that. Jesus, what are you doing? Are you bleeding?
Yeah, my leg's bleeding.
What the fuck is your leg bleeding for?
I have no idea.
What the fuck, dude?
I must have cut it.
Cut yourself shaving?
Yeah, keep going. Yeah.
But
I was shaving my asshole and I cut myself.
but then I was messing around and I messaged you that. I was like, okay, but I understood it. And then I swear 5 minutes later, I got on a Periscope, and it was just some black girl, and she was I don't know. She was asking me,
why she gotta be black?
Yeah, well,
why she gotta be black?
Because she was black. I don't know, Jack. Or Ox. She was.
Why do we gotta know color? Why can't she just be human?
But she was just her whole Periscope was just ask me questions. Ask me questions.
Why do you?
And she
her gender?
And then she asked everybody. She goes, "What is everybody doing?" And I said, "I'm drinking. It's my vacation." That's what I said. I said, I'm drinking, I'm on vacation, and I got blocked. I was like, what the fuck, dude? Now, you asked what we were doing.
I said to you when you told me, I said, it's probably because you were white.
Yeah, it probably was, honestly.
It's probably why. So there's this other scope. This girl, Amy Lorraine, right? And she's fucking playing piano and shit. This girl tries fucking, long story, I'm just going to speed this one the fuck up. She tries calling me out like, you figure she likes to talk shit to people, so you figure she, dish it out, she could take it. She's one of these people, she likes to clown you when she's scoping, but don't you dare fuck around with her and joke. Now, you can tell the difference between a troll and somebody that comes in all the time, has normal conversations, and then makes jokes, right?
Right.
You know the difference. She's had me, like, she's talked on fucking, like, Instagram and shit like that. So she knows I'm not a fucking troll at all. She knows I'm not a troll. She's even asked me, like, she's asked me, like, questions and shit. Or, yeah, she asked me something. I forget what it was. Anyway, so this one fucking time, about last week, I think it was, like, about a week ago, I go in there, and she is playing piano, and some girl messages like me, like, how like they, in order to talk directly to somebody, you just hit reply to their name or whatever.
Oh yeah.
So somebody goes to me. It's like, oh hey, they cut the wrong, because at the time my main picture was like me, and then you see half of my girlfriend's face, and it was like, oh, they cut the wrong person out of that picture.
It's a funny joke.
And I took that as like, yeah, and you think it's a funny joke. Okay, that's fine. But that this person also thought for some reason I was a girl typing for, I don't know why they would think that. They thought I was a girl. So they were like, oh, you're showing the guy instead of the girl. You cut the wrong person out. That was what they meant by it. And, but I took it as the way you took it, like oh, you're showing the ugly dude.
Yeah.
Instead of the chick. Which I think by itself is a funny girl. But all I wrote back was, don't talk to me. That's what I write back. I respond, don't talk to me. She stops her fucking scope, like stops playing piano, stops her song to try to fucking give me shit. And I'm like, excuse me? She's like, yeah, I'm talking to you. Blah, 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 blah. Don't come in my scopes and, do all that shit. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, did you not see that she was talking to me? And she's like, don't you see that I'm talking to you? And like try to like she's some fucking like piece of shit mother talking to their kid, you know what I mean? Right. And I'm sitting there staring at my fucking screen like, bitch, if you were in front of me right now, I would backhand you. I would backhand you so close to a wall that it would be like a fucking close ass game of ping pong.
Keep going back and forth.
Your head's a fucking ball, and it just keeps going back and forth because I just keep smacking the shit out of that bitch.
He assumed genders. He's talking about rape. He's making rape jokes, and he's now saying he's going to abuse a woman. I'm for equality, except for when you say that women are equal to men and you want to smack the shit out of women. Bitch, I'll smack anybody. So she's trying to clown me, and then she's like, everybody, do you see him? Look, do you see him? He comes every time he comes in here. He's always trying to make it about him. Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, trying to make it about him by having a conversation, by talking, by not sitting there quiet. You know what I mean? That's what it's like.
That's like what they want. That's what a lot of people want. They want people to come in. They want the viewers, and then they just want them to sit there and fucking watch them. You know what I mean? No, when you really think about it, though, what Periscope really boils down to, and I knew this before I started. It's why I was so hesitant to even start my own. Yeah, I was so apprehensive to start my own. Is just because it seems so narcissistic. It's the most narcissistic form of social media to exist ever. It's like you just start broadcasting yourself, and you're just like, come in and talk to me, ask me questions. Like, it's all people do. Ask me questions, tell me to do truth or dare, give me a dare, ask me questions. And I'm just like, why do I want to talk to you? I don't know.
Let me tell you something though. This girl, this fucking girl I'm talking about, she likes to sit there and play, and then she'll sit there and go, Okay, I'm trying to go backwards. I'm trying to make it make sense in my head, like as to how, and trying to remember how things went. I remember her complaining about trolls, about having all. She's like, "Oh my god, I hate having so many followers," and I'm like, "Why?" She's like, "Because."
Why did you start this? What did you start doing?
That's exactly my point. I'm like, if you hate it so much, fucking poor you that you have thousands of people that come into your scopes. Poor you. Oh, it's such a burden, you fucking phony. Like she said, like, oh, you don't want this. You would never want all these trolls. I go, yes, I would. Trust me.
Yes.
I would love to have all the people.
I want every troll in the United States on my scope.
Because the whole thing started was for her to follow me. Why did I want her to follow me? And I said this to you. I go, well, I think you're fucking funny, because she is funny. She can be funny. But you have a lot of followers. If you follow me and you're only following so many people are going to see you're following this person. Why are you following this person? I'm going to follow this person. I'm going to see what this person's about that you are only following. If you're only following 75 people, but you have, 20,000 followers. Actually, she has like 30-something thousand followers.
It's all about that ratio. It's all about that ratio.
Right. So if you have 30-something thousand followers, right? But you're only following 75, that one person that's in that 75, there's something about that person that makes you want to follow them, right? So that was my rationale. I'm like, let's go. You're helping me the fuck out if you follow me, And so that's why I kind of want it to be followed. It makes sense. Hey, personal gain, right? Isn't that what she's on there for? Isn't that what anybody's there, on there for? So you can fucking make friends, you can network, you can whatever. That's what people are there for, dude. That's what it's for. It's not, there's not just one specific thing. You could do whatever. If you want to do your own show, if you want to do a cooking show, if you want to Did you tell her that there are ways on Periscope that you can broadcast to only certain people? You don't have to broadcast public. You could make a group of friends and podcast it, or sure. I mean not podcast, but broadcast your scope to only those people. Yeah, you could do that. I just figured that out, as a matter of fact. Yeah, well, but they know that. They know that. They just like to bitch. They like to bitch about how it's such a burden to have so many followers and to have so many people come into their scopes.
Oh, woe is me. Woe is me. Right? Oh, God, people like me. What am I going to do now that people like me? I just wanted to watch the horror movies, and now everybody likes me. I just wanted to get on the Periscope and watch the horror movies, but now there's so many trolls watching me. I don't like it.
my funny bones in my ankle, Johnny.
Oh, my ankle does stand up.
So I'm like, boo fucking who. You have a You have a bunch of fucking people that come in, and you have some trolls. Now, she was getting on me about how she's like, you know how many times I had to stop my scope? I go, you never had to stop anything. You chose to fucking stop it. You know why she stopped it one time? She stopped her scope because she's playing piano and she's singing, and I wrote in the chat, and I go, girl, if I was yo man, I would iron yo shorts. Is what because she was wearing wrinkly fucking shorts one day, and as a joke I said, because dude, right before that you see all these dudes on there like, if I was your man I would do this, if I was your man I would do that, it's just corny guys, right? Like all thirsty, as the children say.
Thirsty. Thirst traps.
You're thirsty. And I'm like, yeah, if I was your man I would iron your shorts. And then she was like saying weird shit. She's like, you could be over here right now. And I'm like, what? No,
I don't date girls with wrinkly shorts.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, see, I think there's not a disconnection. Some women, I don't know, it's a lot of them. They think that if you're in there talking, you want them. But the second that you're like, I'm not into you like that, homie.
Yeah, right.
Friendship. I'm just here for a fucking friendship, just to make fucking friends. They don't want to get on
scopes to be friend zoned by other dudes.
Yeah, you don't want to be friend zoned by a fat guy. You want the fat guy
right.
to be able to get friend zoned by you.
Fawning over you.
But the second that the fat guy's like, fuck you, step back, bitch.
Hey man, I got a ring on this finger.
Yeah. Well, I don't have a ring, but you know what I mean. Fucking, I have a girlfriend who I'm happy with, and I don't want anybody else. But the thing is like, some girls, their egos are so big that they can't accept that. They have to think that they're, anyway. So this girl, and that's weird because as soon as that's when it really started, like, attitudes start to change, is when she found out that I had a girlfriend.
Oh, that'll do it.
That's another thing. Dude, I'm dead serious. And I'm like, and again, and there could have never been, or there might not have ever been an attraction to me. You know what I mean? But there could have been that, like, I want you to want me.
I want you to want me.
Right.
I need you to need me. I love you. Sorry, what were you saying?
Begging you to beg me.
I don't know the words, actually.
Didn't I see you trying?
Did not see you trying.
There was a trying or crying.
I don't fucking know.
Whatever. Who gives a fuck? Who cares?
I don't care.
But that's the point. Is that somebody, like, they want that, and then the fact, when they find out that person doesn't, then it's like, oh, fuck them then. People like to chase. They like to be chased, and I don't chase anybody. I'm too goddamn lazy. You know what I mean?
His ankle bones don't do stand up anymore.
Yeah, they don't do stand up. So there was that, and then after that, fine. That's well and good enough. Then I go in to some girls in a scope, and I was like, oh shit, some chicks playing fucking guitar. I go in, I'm like, hey, what's up? I was like, sounds really good. You're really talented. And that girl's in there. That girl Amy, she's in there, and she's like, she goes, oh, she's like, watch out for this guy. She's like, watch out for him, and basically trying to tell the girl to ban me, to kick me out of the fucking scope. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, how old are you? I was like, and she was like, he's not very nice. I was like, I'm a fucking sweetheart. And she's like, you weren't sweet when you said that's why my ex-husbands left me. First of all, I never said that. What I said was, bitch, no wonder you're alone. That's what I said.
Much
Actually,
better.
I didn't even say bitch. I didn't even say bitch, no wonder you're alone. I said, no wonder you're alone, is what I really said. I said to her, wow, no wonder you're alone.
Well,
because she's so fucking miserable and so fucked up. Never said anything about that's why your husband left you or, anything like that. I just said, no wonder you're alone, which is fucking true. Never brought up her husband. Plus, she was with some dude after the husband anyway. So she's a liar. So then she starts going around and these different scopes that I go in, and she would see me in there. She's warning people about me, and starts having like all these people who never talked to me before, I've never seen before, start talking shit to me. They're like, fucking leave, dude. Fucking leave. You're a piece of shit. And I'm like, who are you? I don't even know you. Like, why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
They're white knights, because some random fucking horny dude, some pathetic guy is going to start fighting with some other guy that he doesn't know because of some girl that he doesn't know.
I realized yesterday how small the world of Periscope really is. I didn't know that it was it's such a tight knit group of people, the Periscopers.
Yeah.
I'd never realized it because I just surfing through different scopes yesterday. I ran into Tally, who you were just scoping with a few minutes ago, who was on your scope. I was just looking at some random pot smoker from California watching this scope.
I ran into Tally last night too.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden Tally was in there. And I was like, did you know I was here, or did you just? And she was like, no, this is a scope that I like watching. So I just didn't know that. Yeah. Like I didn't know. I thought there might have been like some sort of way that you could see what scopes your friends were watching, and that she just joined or something. But no.
If they share them, but if they're not sharing them out, then
I didn't share anything. She just kind of ran into me, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, so that Amy girl. So there was that one, like this girl saying she was like trying to warn people. Then there was this guy Dave, this British guy who plays piano. I go into his scope one day, and he starts playing Beauty and the Beast, right? Tale as old as time, blah blah blah. So I start typing the lyrics in the room, and he looks in. Boom! I get blocked. I get banned from his room. Always says hi to me before. She is friendly with him, but because she's friendly with him, I get fucking banned. Then there's this other girl, Lindsay, who I was been friends with for a couple months. Not friends, but I know her. You know what I mean? She came into my scope the one day. She's like, "What's going on?" I explained the thing. She left my fucking scope and unfollowed me.
I think she follows me, Lindsay.
Really?
Yeah, I think she's on my scope. Wow.
Well, the one I'm talking about is follow. It's like follow la Lindsay.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a well, anyway, so there was that, and what I realized was it was all these people that are friendly with this girl that are now like they have issues with me because I'm not cool with her or whatever, because she doesn't like me, so she's getting all these people to like fucking block me or unfriend me or whatever. How pathetic is that shit, dude? You know?
I don't know. I kind of feel like just being on Scope is its own sort of pathetic. Like I'm sort of a little. I'm a little like ashamed to even start a Scope. It just seems so. It seems so needy, but it's the same as like it's the same with every sort of social media for me, like Twitter and Facebook and everything. I never post anything anymore. I just don't. I mean, I do every now and then. I'll post on Twitter, but Facebook, I've basically abandoned it. But it just seems so. The whole culture of social media now, it just seems so needy, and I hate that feeling.
And it
feels dirty. It feels dirty to use social media. I feel dirty every time I turn on Periscope.
I'm okay with it. I just there's different things. Like you take somebody like, I don't know. Let's just say Tally. First one I saw Tally, she was doing like a love question, like, oh, what are your thoughts on love and blah, 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 blah. Right. So she has topics. She goes into her scopes doing a topic. Right. Now there are people that do that because people are like, oh, what do you scope about? What the fuck do you mean? What do I scope about? What the fuck does that even mean? What do I scope about? I just scope, motherfucker.
I scope about how handsome I am.
Like, and there are people that would do that, and there are some people that are like, oh, I'm just chilling in my bedroom, fucking ask me questions. Then there's some that's like, hey, what's going on? And they're just sitting there, and whatever conversation happens. Then there are other people that treat it like it's their fucking TV show.
Yeah,
like
right.
they have breaks and they have characters, they have intros, like it's their own fucking TV show. You can use it for whatever you want, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I do it. I kind of think it's weird, but at the same time, they end up getting a lot of fucking viewers. Mm-hmm. Once they do a show, they start getting a lot of followers and stuff.
So once we start when we start the Macabre Club, we should just throw it. Well, it'd be kind of weird because nobody would ever be able to hear the other side of the conversation. But we should.
What are you talking about?
When we start when I was thinking about maybe
you could do it. You can do it because you have producer, and through producer I do like I could do what's that program I have?
OBS, Open Broadcast Software.
Hold on, I can't hear you anymore. Talk. Go ahead. There you go. My headphone got unplugged, so sorry. What's that program that I?
Is it called like Split something or?
I'm trying to find where the hell it went. What was I saying?
Something about
XSplit. Yeah. There wasn't. We didn't stop the recording or anything.
We didn't.
For you to go piss and me to go take a giant shit. It's huge, by the way. I mean, physically huge.
Did you take any pictures?
No, that's gross. I don't do that shit. I used to.
You've grown out of taking pictures of your shit.
Of my poop, yeah.
Okay.
So anyway.
You're so grown up now. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. It only took almost 40 years. And then one last thing. So there's this dude, Matt, that I was buddies with, he's trying to do his own type of like community thing, as far as like doing Periscope and YouTube and like different social media things, and he wants to do podcasts, is something similar to what we want to do. And he comes across as a nice dude, but let me tell you, there's a darker side to this guy, and he's a phony in the sense that like last year Caitlin and I were having some problems in our relationship, and there was this girl that got involved with shit, and she started, like, I had her do some logos for me and stuff. She's a really good graphic, designer. And she was friendly with him too, but behind the scenes, on the front, she's all like, "Oh, Matt, you're so nice, you're so sweet, blah 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 blah." Then she's like, when talking to just me and Caitlin, she would be on like Skype and stuff, and she's like, "Oh my god, he's such a creep," and like just talking all kinds of shit about this dude, right? Well, he was kind of creepy. I mean, he really was. Like, he would do like just these private scopes where, like, out in front, he's just trying to be this like chubby, fat, sweet guy to everybody, and then all of a sudden he's talking about like all this kind of creepy, like, sit on my face type shit. Nice. Like, and it's fine when you're out in the open with it. Like me, like, I'm like, bitch, spread your fucking ass cheeks, and then my grandmom's like, stop telling me to do that.
That's a little gross.
And she's dead too, right?
Oh,
which is even fucking weird. She is. My grandmom died in 98. My other grandmom died in like 2008 or 2009. Who gives a shit when that bitch died? Fuck that bitch. My other grandmom died in 98. She was sweet. She's very. I like her
too.
Fuck her too. Right in her fucking dead vagina hole. So, God, dude, imagine what it looks like today.
Oh my God! No, don't! No, we're moving on.
We're not going.
No, I can't.
So anyway, this dude is just a douchebag. Like, I go into his fucking scope the one morning, and I don't even want to get into it, dude. I don't even want to get into it. It was another fucking group that I was alienated from, and it was another one that was like, just starts like talking shit, and he was sitting there trying to fucking clown me about something, and it was about something, I forget what it was, and then some other girl's jumping in. She's like, "You're really opinionated." Oh, Jack seems like the guy that always has to be right. Well, here's the thing: if I'm right about something, why would I want to be wrong? You dumb fucking cunt. Why the fuck would I want to be wrong if I'm not wrong about something? That's what I will talk about it, motherfucker, because now you got me heated.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Let it go. Just let it go. Let it go. Let's go right now. Come on.
So being on the kick with the Macabre Club, I was researching different things that we could talk about, different shows, and it doesn't just go from horror movies. It goes to horror TV shows, or even like scary, spooky TV shows for kids,
all the
right?
horror shows, yeah, all the horror shows.
Oh, the horror, Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when you
All
were a
the
little
horror
kid, Johnny?
shows.
You used to watch Are
I
You
want to
Afraid of
talk
the
about
Dark?
all the horror shows.
That was kind of a horror show, Johnny.
So you had Are You Afraid of the Dark, Goosebumps, Nightmare Room, The Witching Hour, fucking, you had all the books back in the day, all the Christopher Pike books, R.L. Stine, shit like that. You had Freaky Links. You had Erie, Indiana. You had all these different fucking shows, that I grew up on. And then there was cartoons too, like cool fucking spooky cartoons. Like you had the Flintstones. Do you remember the Flintstones? Then they did the Flintstone Comedy Hour. And then they had like this Frankenstein cartoon that was like, that would be around with Fred and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And there were all these like spooky, goofy, like shit that I like too. Like I always liked that weird, all the
Were you a big Scooby-Doo fan?
Dude, my favorite cartoon of all time.
It's one of the best ever. Yeah, definitely.
As a matter of fact, they reboot it. They have them out now. DC did a new. They're rebooting all these old cartoons, all the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons, but they're doing it in current they're doing it in comic book form. So it's now called like Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. And it's like
it's very dark. It's a very dark version of Scooby-Doo.
No, it's about zombies. Shaggy's all tattooed up. He's got like a fucking he's got the curly mustache or whatever. No, I don't think he has a curly mustache in that one. I think it was a different thing I saw. I only have one comic of one issue of Scooby-Doo Apocalypse, but they rebooted the Flintstones in comic book form. They're doing Johnny Quest. They're doing like all kinds of different fucking comic books. So we were talking about that, and I love Hanna-Barbera. I have a couple different Hanna-Barbera books, and the dude Matt's like,
you're going to say Hannah Montana.
Yeah, I love Hannah Montana. He's like Hanna-Barbera. He's like, he's like, Tom and Jerry was Hanna-Barbera, right? And I go, yeah. And he was like, wait, is it? And I go, yes. And this girl who was, we had the beef with last year. She goes, no, it's not. And I'm like, yes, it is. And she's trying to argue with me whether, and it's so stupid, but she's trying to argue because she's a fucking know-it-all dipshit. She doesn't know anything. And this fucking, first of all, she looks like she has water balloons for tits. They sag down to her fucking stomach. They're gross. She sent me her fucking, like, pictures of her pussy, right? And her titties and shit last year. And it looked like she had peanut butter on her. It looked like she had peanut butter on her asshole.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it looked gross. She was wearing granny panties and shit. Like, it looked like there was like smegma, like there was like white creamy shit in between her lips.
Just stop.
Of her unshaved pussy. It was fucking nasty. And it's like, you're my age. Take care of yourself if you're gonna, at least if you're gonna fucking send pictures out to somebody. Shave. Make it look presentable. Make sure you don't have white gunk. It's how you could, there's the only way I could describe it. Gunk. It's fucking nasty.
Well, like, if you're going to send a good genitalia picture, I mean, you have to do some work. It takes work to send a good genitalia picture. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to send my wife a picture of my big, fat, giant cock, like I do, even though it's
it's not big, fat, or giant. We've seen it on Periscope the other day when you were peeing.
Dude, I'm a grower. I'm telling you, it is big, fat, and giant. So, like, if I'm going to send a big fat giant cock picture to my wife, even though it's my wife, I still have a lot of prepping to do. Like I have to get a good fluff in, have to get a good angle. Right. Since I'm uncircumcised, I pull the skin back from the head and I make it real nice and presentable. A big, fat, juicy erection. And
why are you uncircumcised?
Oh, my dad did not. Would not let the doctors do it. The story my mom told me. Was that
Jesus.
When I came out and I was crying and he was holding me and I was just like bawling, and then the doctors were like, "Well, we have to go circumcise him now." He was basically just like, "No, you're not touching him anymore." Because he's already crying, he's already sad.
Yeah, I wouldn't. My oldest is circumcised. Maddox was circumcised, but his skin started to fuse back to the head of his penis.
Oh, that sucks.
And he was like about 2 years old, and I start to see some like stuff coming out. Like I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I start to kind of squeeze a little bit, like I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I thought it was like, I don't know if it was a pimple or what it was. Anyway, long story short, we were able to pull it back and pull it down. It was all this like smegma stuff building up because it was like he got circumcised, but the skin anyway, like I said, it got fused, so stuff started to build up, and it was never cleaned, and so it was just. And and he was in pain, dude. He was like fucking screaming, crying. So we just had to put like stuff on it, antibiotic ointment and shit, and fucking poor kid. So we after seeing that and after he went through that, we're like, we're never going to get if we have another boy, he's not getting circumcised.
Yeah, I think I think honestly, it's sort of a outdated kind of practice, and at this point I don't think there's really a need for it, and I think it probably causes more harm than it does good. I think it started off as like a religious thing, right? The circumcision thing?
Yeah, it's definitely a Jewish thing. I know it's a Jewish thing. And the moils, now a moil is the type of like, I guess like rabbi type dude for the Jews, rabbis are Jews, but the guy that does performs it, he's called a moil. And moil sounds like such a Jewish word. Oh, it's a moil.
Oh, the moil.
Oh, it's a moil. And when they circumcise it, they suck on the baby's dick.
Oh.
They suck on their dick to get the blood, and a lot of herpes and shit have been, like a lot of babies.
I've heard about it. Yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, it's disgusting, and it should be outlawed. And I don't know why any place allows that. Oh well, that's not religious freedom. That's assault. Yeah, that's sexual assault.
Yeah, it really
and
is.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it was the same for me and my little brother. Neither one of us, we both are uncircumcised, and I'm very happy with my penis. Very happy with it.
So going back to this thing, going back to the shit with like Matt. So this girl, she likes to try to clown me, and Matt was trying to clown me in this thing because he said something, I forget exactly what it was, and I wrote something, and then he's like, just for some reason, he loves to do this, like where I write something, and then he starts to just trying to like focus on me and trying to make me look like an asshole in front of people. Now, when you're doing that to somebody, if it's playing around, if it's being playful, it's one thing. This dude was being a complete fucking dickhead, like a complete dickhead. Any joke, I'm 1,000 times funnier than him on my fucking worst day. I am funnier than he'll ever fucking be. That's not me tooting.
You're the funniest guy I know, Jack. Ox.
No, but seriously, dude, I'm way funnier than him. I am fucking funnier than he'll ever be. I'm just that funnier guy. That's just how it is. But it's easy when you're the one that has the scope and you have a bunch of your minions in there. It's easy to be like, fuck this guy. Well, they're lemmings, dude. They're lemmings. If he said fucking go off the cliff, they don't even need to follow. He would just tell them to do it, and they would do it. So when you're the one that's in charge and you have like 10 to 15 people following you, and somebody else comes in, it's easy to point and go, hey, let's make fun of this fucking guy. And then they'll do it because they're brainless followers, you know? So they're mindless sheep. That's exactly what they are. So, and that's basically what was happening in his thing. Like, he's sitting there trying to clown me, and nothing that he was saying made fucking sense. Because we were talking about the word cuss. And, I was talking about, well, cuss comes from curse.
Yeah, I still say curse. I don't say cuss.
Yeah. Because cuss comes from the word curse, meaning, because somebody said swear words, and I go, ooh, why do you say swear words? Why don't you say curse words? It's just weird when people say swear words. Like, I don't know. It's just weird to me, because where I grew up, we don't say that. So it's foreign to me. It's like people calling sneakers tennis shoes. That grosses me out. Like, if you're calling sneakers tennis shoes, I get weird by that. Say sneakers. Or shoes, that's fine, but I call them sneakers. That's just because it's where I grew up. It's what we said. We say soda, or we don't say Coke for every soda. We don't say pop. We say fucking soda. Anyway, pop. And it's fine because you're in the fucking Midwest, and it's understandable. But it would probably be weird if people were calling that shit soda all the time to you.
Yeah, it would be. It is. Every time I hear soda, I mean, like, you mean pop? Like a Pepsi? I don't know, pop.
Yeah, because that's what you're used to hearing. So I'm like, and then somebody said cuss, and I'm like, you mean curse? I'm like, dude, cuss is a southern fucking thing.
It really is. When you hear cuss, it's like old school cowboy language. It really is. Oh, right. You say the cuss word.
A cuss word, because it came from curse. It was their accent that changed it, and so they start spelling it. They were being phonetic, and they start spelling it the way they were saying it. So, and I'm like, you're not from the South. Like, these people aren't from the South. So if you're from the North, it doesn't make any sense for you to say cuss. It makes zero sense for you to say cuss. If you're white and from the North and you say that, you're just a douchebag. But that's not what I said. But I was just like, oh, it's fucking weird. And I was talking about that. And then he's trying to fucking clown me. He's just being a real douchebag. And he's like targeting me, and he's just being a real fucking asshole. And then he jokes up, so you go, oh, Jack, like my joke isn't funny, but his fucking hacky joke, is the funniest fucking thing on earth because 5 people laugh at it. And you know what I mean? And it's like, then you look at them and you go, well, look at the crowd. You know what they're going to laugh at.
I feel like you have a lot of anger inside you, Ox.
I do because I don't like stupid people. You know what I mean? I don't like fucking dumb people.
Does that make me not stupid? Followers.
No, you're not a stupid guy.
All right, thank you. I just wanted to hear it. Every now and then, it's just nice to have my friend Ox tell me that I'm not stupid and that I am a funny guy and that he enjoys my friendship.
You know what it is? Because that's the type of friendship I like to have. I don't like to have a friendship where your friendship with somebody is to tell them how stupid they are. You were just telling me the other day we were on the phone with one another, and you were like, I like you because when you say stuff like, and you gave me an example of something that I said to you, like, oh yeah, you're real funny. You're real funny. I'm like, because I'll say that stuff to you all the time. I'll like, yeah, funny joke. That's great. And I'm the one that you've chosen to be able to
like not acknowledge that I'm being an asshole to you. You know what I mean? Like you're okay with me being an asshole to you, whereas most people, you said if any other person said that to me, I would fucking unfriend you on everything and like just not be your friend anymore. But because you know me, because you know me,
I think that's what it is too, and it's I don't know. But like other people, it's like we don't have that fucking that bond like I think me and you have, you know, like me and these other people, they don't have that bond, and it's like, and some people I just don't want that friendship with. I don't want that kind of friendship. You know, I'll make an exception for you. And Brian's another one though. Brian's a fucking dick to me. Excuse me, and I'm a dick to him. I've also known Brian for 23 years.
Yeah, that makes a difference. I mean?
Like,
yeah, for sure.
Me and Brian have been, you know, buddies, like best friends for 23 fucking years.
Yeah,
it's a long time. And
I wish I had a friend. I wish I had a friend that I'd just known my whole life. I've never had anything like that.
You know what? How much more time do we have about? Be honest. How much more time do you think?
Like, we got about 15 minutes.
We have about 15 minutes left. Hey, listen, real quick. We're supposed to talk about the American Pioneer shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were supposed to talk about that.
Wait. What is this show? What is this show about again?
This show, Smoke Wagon Radio?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we talk about the Old West, and we talk about pioneer stuff.
Oh, yeah, pioneers.
Frontier.
Because that's relevant. That's what Smoke Wagon talks about, is the Old West. We talk about Old West movies and Old West culture and lore and
yet we haven't.
No. Well, it all ties in somehow, I'm sure.
Well, what I wanted to say. Well, actually, I will. Let you know. You were just saying I always want to have a friend, dude. Here's what I always wanted to have a friend who it was me and this one buddy. We could fucking go out and hang out and have like a Corey and Sean friendship from like Boy Meets World. Did you ever watch Boy Meets World?
Yeah, I did. I don't remember the friendship all that well, but
their friendship, they were just best friends. They did everything. I never had that friend. I never had that one friend. Everybody I ever became friends with was always a fucking sneak. Like, seriously, like I gave my heart, like I poured my heart out, like to my friends, you know, like, oh, come on over, we'll do this, we'll hang out, we'll go do this. I guess it just grated people's nerves, or people just, you know, didn't like me or whatever, because I would have my friends and then like I would find out that one person I was hanging with for a while, you know, oh, they were only using you for this, or they, you know, oh, they talk shit about you and they were saying this, and I'm like, why? Like, I was friends with this person, like, why the fuck, you know? Why they shit? And it happened with so many fucking people.
Yeah, I'll tell you why our friendship, it works, why our dynamic works, why we work so well together is because both of us are like just insanely honest people. Me and you both. Yep. So like if we feel like, you know, we'll be talking about the show, and if one of us thinks something is stupid, we'll just say it. No, it's fucking stupid. You're stupid for even thinking that way. It's not. It doesn't work. I mean, it's fine. And
there are other things where you'll be like, I don't like that. And I go, well, fuck you. I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
And I'm like, okay, whatever.
And then you'll do the same shit. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. I'll just go along with it. I don't like it, but I'll do it. Like, do we really have to talk about pioneer shit? Yes, Cole. Yes, we have to talk about pioneer shit. Do we have to? Because I'd rather talk about anything but pioneer stuff.
I would just rather do another. Let's do another 45 minutes on fucking Periscope. Come on.
Yeah, right.
Can you imagine if pioneers had Periscope?
That's what
I feel like there might be Indians here, but I don't know. I'm just looking around at Periscope. Just a lot of woods, really, right now. Wait, what is that? Did you hear something?
Hey, guys. Hey, look. Hey, it's Zebekiah. Just scoping from my wagon. Just scoping from my wagon.
Zebediah here. I'm scoping.
Right
I'm scoping from someplace in the west. I don't know. It's about 100 miles west of. I don't know.
Holy shit! A fucking spear. Oh my God, guys! Almost got hit by a spear. I'm good. Just scoping.
An axe.
Dodging spears.
An axe just hits a tree next to his head. What the fuck, man? This place is crazy.
Hey, Black Cloud. Come here, Black Cloud. Come here, buddy. Come here. I just made friends with this new Indian, Black Cloud. He tried to kill me about 10 minutes ago. We worked it out. We squashed it.
Yeah, I sold him some. I gave him some tobacco. So I think we're good now.
He's chilling in the wagon now. It's a misunderstanding. He thought I was here to kill him. I said, no, I'm just periscoping.
Yeah.
I just periscope.
I'm just exploring the woods. That's all.
So if you don't know what a pioneer is or what relevance a pioneer has to anything, so the American pioneers are people who basically came over, who just they migrate, they go and they settle somewhere, and they end up like fucking.
Well, the very definition of the word pioneer. I mean, you think about the word pioneer, and that is somebody who you could use pioneer as like a verb too. Somebody who pioneers new land. So somebody who is basically
who found new land, who settled somewhere, a settler. So you have your two most famous pioneers. You have David Crockett and you have Daniel Boone. Now, cool thing is, I mentioned this before. Daniel Boone, okay? You know David Crockett. David Crockett, king of the wild frontier.
King of the wild frontier. Yeah, of course.
Right. And then you have Daniel Boone. Daniel Boone was born 45 minutes away from where I live. As a matter of fact, Daniel Boone was born, his homestead, it was right around the area where Taylor Swift's from, which would have been hilarious. Do you think if Daniel Boone was born around this time, he would have been a Taylor Swift fan?
No, I don't think anybody born in this time should be a Taylor Swift fan.
I like a couple of her songs, and I think she's adorable. We had an argument about this on Periscope years ago. You were like, she looks like an alien. And I'm like, she's so fucking cute. I love Taylor Swift.
She's so like she has zero curves. Taylor Swift has zero curves.
I would like that hiney hole all day.
Oh my God. She looks like a 16-year-old boy. Taylor Swift does.
No, she's cute.
No, she's terrible
adorable
looking.
But the thing is, man, I was thinking about that earlier. I was like, all right, if you don't know Philly or you don't know the area now, okay, so Daniel Boone's from this area, which is right by Reading. Reading is an hour away from Philly. If you know Philly, if you're familiar with Philly, you know, which is where I grew up and where I was born and raised. If you're not familiar with Philly, they have a very, very, very thick, horrible accent.
Do they?
So,
what does a Philly accent sound like? I'm not sure. I get all the northeastern accents mixed up. Give me an example of a Philly accent.
Okay, so I'm trying. Okay, so you hear the way I speak, and if I'm going to say hoagie, like I want a hoagie, right?
A hoagie.
That doesn't sound
hoagie.
But listen, hoagie. No, this is what. But listen to what I'm saying. Hoagie. This is how somebody from Philly would talk. Ready?
I'm ready.
Yo, I gotta go get a hoagie. I'm gonna go get a hoagie. Yeah, open the window.
Stupid.
Listen, it's a little cold outside. I'm gonna open a window. I'm gonna put my beer outside. All right, because it's a little cold. They don't say cold like that. I'm exaggerating the cold part, but it's cold outside. I'm gonna open a window. It's a little yellow window. I got a little yellow sailboat sitting by the window. All right. Little yellow sailboat sitting by the window. I'm going to go get a hoagie down the road.
Don't they say water, too, instead of water?
Water.
Oh.
Water.
Yeah, that's a terrible accent. It's terrible.
Horrible.
That might be my least favorite accent of ever.
Least favorite accent?
Yeah. You know what? It's very close to the Welsh accent, which is really awful. But, I think Philly, my least favorite accent of all time. A hoagie.
It's terrible. It's fucking awful. And there's every once in a while, I'll pop out with something that's still Philly. I tried to eradicate my fucking shit accent when I left Philly. I left it. All right. So I was born in 80, lived in South Philly, which is where Rocky's from. And that's where all the stadiums are. It's where the Eagles play, the Phillies, Sixers, Flyers. So I grew up in the city until I was 14, moved 20 minutes away in the suburbs. Right. And lived there till I was like 26. And then I moved to Jersey and New York. So when I moved, I became very aware of my accent. I was like, I'm not going to say moved or hoagie. I'm going to say hoagie. And we used to say like this, what this part right here on your head, what is this called that I'm pointing to? You can see it.
I don't know. Your hairline? I don't know.
Just this part right here.
Your forehead.
Your what?
Forehead.
In Philly, they would say farhead.
I hate people from Philly. I hate them all.
Hey, I'm from Philly.
Yeah, I mean, I hate all of them except for you. And I don't, I mean, you know, and you're still up in the air.
Yeah, I know. I'm still up in the air. That's okay. Yeah.
Pioneers.
Let me tell you something. I love the city of Philadelphia, dude. Love the city of Philadelphia. Hate the fucking people. Hate the accent. Hate the people. It's fucking shit. Going back to Pioneer. So I was going to the bathroom earlier, and I'm sitting there going.
That always reminds me of Pioneers too when I take a shit.
Yeah, it always reminds me of Pioneers. And I was sitting there thinking, I could just imagine Daniel Boone's fucking mom going, Danny Boone, come here. Oh, Danny, go down the road. Listen, you're going to settle a new home. Listen, you're going to settle a new home.
Settle a new home.
And he goes out west. He's like, what's up, guys? Danny Boone.
Danny Boone.
Danny Boone. I'm settling a new place here. I'm going to fucking... It's going to be a nice house.
Whoa. What's with all the spears?
Yo, Black Cloud, come here. Black Cloud.
No, I gave this guy tobacco.
Silver Dick, come here, Silver Dick. Black Cloud, Silver Dick.
Damn.
And I'm like sitting there thinking of all this like weird shit to talk about, like as I'm going to the bathroom, and I'm like, there's something wrong with me, man. There's something fucking wrong with me. I'm sitting there like just thinking of Daniel Boone with a terrible Philly accent. and then it got me thinking of like, I wonder what the accents really did sound like at that time. Because
they probably just sounded European. They probably
live in Schuylkill County, PA. Like I said, it's only 45 minutes away. He was in Berks County. There was a lot of Germans and stuff around this area. So like a lot of like there's Amish, and the Amish have that weird broken like lowbrow German, you know. So I don't know what the fuck kind of accent he would have had. Trying to think who else that you would know is from that area too. Like I said, Taylor Swift. Remember Johnny Cape +8? Yeah,
I remember that. John Gosselin, right?
Do you what happened?
John Gosselin.
Yeah, John Gosselin. Yeah, well, Kate Gosselin lives in Berks County, so she lives around that area too. But yeah, it's just fucking. I just keep thinking of the fucking accent, man. And then you have Davy Crockett, and Davy Crockett. Obviously, they're like I said, Davy Crockett and Daniel Boone, two of the biggest names when it comes to the American pioneer, or American pioneers rather. What's cool though is that today a lot of that stuff's not really celebrated, except for I brought this up to you. I said, you know, there are pioneer days that they do have in some towns, like where my mom lives. There's like this coal mining. It's an old coal mining town. I told you about. There's a town Centralia, which is a ghost town.
Yeah.
They did for the movie. What the hell was it called? Silent Hill, was it? One of them, like they did the movie, they did the game, and then they did the movie, and it was like based off of that area, off of Centralia, PA, because it's a ghost town. Yeah, there's like an underground mine that's been burning, like an underground mine fire that's been burning since like the 50s, and
still burning.
They made it still burning to this day. Yeah,
whoa,
insane. Yeah, it's still fucking burning.
That's fucking awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know. Well, where my mom...
I don't know, it's kind of creepy, though, you know? It's like...
It's creepy. Well, it's very creepy when you go there, yeah. It's cool, though, because for the Macabre Club, I want to take some pictures there. I'll do some, like, promos.
Can you go down and, like, see... There. You can see the fire?
You can't see the fire itself, but you see the ground smoking.
Wow.
Like, certain... Yeah, even, like, in the summer, you'll just be standing there, and you'll see, like, some smoke coming out of the cracks. It's fucking... Yeah, it's... super weird. Just Google Centralia, PA. Yeah, you'll find shit. It's very creepy. Like I said, I have a lot of different books too, like the weird New Jersey books and stuff. I was telling you before.
Do you know what started the fire in the 1950s? Like why it started?
I did know the story at one point, and then I stopped. We'll talk about it on the Macabre Club. You know that.
Yeah, that would be fucking cool, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be one thing. We're gonna talk about all weird shit like that. I have and it's not just me. A couple different people have their own conspiracy theories too, as to they think that things were started on fire for all the anthracite coal, because this is a big anthracite coal region.
Yeah,
and so people believe that there was like a whole lot of coal there. So the government wanted to get these people off the land so they can get all the coal there. But. And some people are like, yeah, it's bullshit because they could just eminent domain them. They could have just fucking – they did. They bought a lot of people – like they paid for them to get new houses and shit, like when they moved them. It wasn't like, hey, get out of your fucking house. You have to go live in the street. No, the government gave them money and they went and they moved to other places.
Right.
But anyway, where my mom lives – my mom's about a town or two over from there. And then there's like this big park – where my mom lives, and it's funny because my dad's buried right next to the park is a cemetery, and my dad's buried in that cemetery. And this big park, they had Pioneer Day every August. And it's pretty cool. Like they do like horse rides and shit. And I was thinking about opening a stand there a couple of years ago. And I was thinking about it again. I was like, oh, maybe I should sell like smoke wagon stuff. It might sell there, like just sell different pins or T-shirts or stickers, shit like that.
Yeah, man.
I was thinking about doing something like that for Pioneer Days. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I like a lot of that stuff. I do like. I think the Pioneer stuff's pretty cool. I like the frontiersman. Like,
do you know the balls? You know the fucking balls you had to be a pioneer. Like to just be like, because it's like these days, pretty much everything is already explored. And like back then, when the pioneers came, when the colonists came to North America and they started traveling west, it was like, I don't know if I'm going to come to the end of the world, or I don't know if I'm going to like. They're basically walking.
Exactly Google Maps to tell them.
They're basically like walking into what might as well be outer space to them, because they just don't know what they're going to find. They might find a whole. They didn't know. They didn't back then. Did they even know? Were they even sure that the world was round back then? Or were they still just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know. Just keep going this way.
Some people knew it was round. All right. So let me try to. Okay, I watched the movie Jeremiah Johnson with Robert Redford. Right? Have you ever seen it?
I don't think so. No.
Very good movie. You should check that out. But it's basically like, you'll find people that live off the land that are, that were like that back in the, 1800s, while you have people that are like sitting in their, brick and mortar homes in like Boston and, New York and Philadelphia and stuff like that. You had people out like in the Midwest and, even in like, whatever you call like Minnesota, what geographically, what's that considered? Would be the Midwest. It'd be like
Minnesota. I believe they do call. I don't know. I would call it the
do
North.
They still call it the Mid. Yeah. Okay. So out like Minnesota, different areas like that, you had these people that were living off the land. They were just building like different shelters and stuff, and like huts, and there are different terms too. As a matter of fact, I had these pages pulled up and I closed them for some reason. Hold on, I have to open it back up. I'm bad with that. I'll get bored and I'll be like, I'm going to close this page. Like, wait, that had a bunch of fucking information I needed. The thing is too is like, so you have all this area and it's not exactly written about. So, because to other people it's uncharted territory. They don't know that what animals are native to that area. They don't know what's roaming around the woods there. They don't know if any people are there. Now, it's easy to say in 2017, well, that was the Native Americans' land, man. That was the Indians' land. You're just on their land, dude. No, it wasn't their fucking land because they didn't have the same ownership. They didn't know about that shit. There were no borders. Borders are not a fucking real thing. I mean, they are now, but they weren't a thing then. You know what I mean? It wasn't like drawn out. It wasn't like fenced out. Like, hey, this is my fucking land, dude. Silvercock, get off my land.
Yeah, right. Silvercock. Black Cloud, get lost.
If you're just walking across, there's no fucking land. It's not somebody else's land. Well, the Indians were there first. They were there for 10,000 years because they crossed the Bering Land.
Who do you think went in as the aggressor, though? Do you think like we went in? Do you think the Indians were the aggressor?
Both. Both. There's not one single answer to that. I'll tell you why. Because first of all, you have different tribes of Indians. You have very peaceful tribes, and you have very aggressive,
like Comanches.
Tribes.
Comanches were real
like
motherfuckers.
Mohawks.
Apaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were ones that were going to go and scalp you, and they were going to go and kill you. And if they didn't know who the fuck you were, they were going to attack you and kill you. That's the fucking truth. It's not it's white man bullshit. No, it's fucking true. It's true. We know it's true. It's documented true. Oh, it's documented by white liars. I mean, this is how people argue. It's like, fine, then everything in history you can't believe because white people fucking wrote most of the shit, right? And so you can't believe white people, you fucking piece of shit. Because we have to vilify white people. That's the cool thing to do nowadays.
I hate me.
No, I think it's both. It's a mixture of both. With anything, you can't just go, oh, every white person in history was a bad guy, and they all came over and they all took their blankets with smallpox and threw them at the Indians. No, what happened was they happened to have smallpox, and Indians happened to catch smallpox because they didn't know what the fuck smallpox were, and they got it, so they didn't have medicine. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was germ warfare intentionally,
right,
which is what people like to fucking think. No, people just got fucking sick, dude, because it was foreign. It was a foreign disease. It was a foreign sickness, and they didn't know what it was. Their bodies just were not fucking used to that.
It's
shit.
like if we went to another planet today, if we traveled 40 million light years to a new planet today and found an alien race, we would probably all die, and probably not even just from fighting. It would probably just be from fucking biological diseases and shit that we gave to each other.
Imagine if we gave them the flu, what would happen?
Yeah, exactly.
The flu could be
just like if we just gave them, if somebody had a cold and went over there, probably half their civilization would die.
Yeah, because, oh my God, what is this shit? They're all like,
That's a cold. You just have a cold.
Yeah, it's like, what, dude? We have the fucking cold. And, look at them. They brought over the fucking
Black Plague.
Bloopy glop.
The bloopy glop.
They call it yeah, the bloopy glop. That's what they call it. Oh, they gave us some bloopy glop blankets. No, I think there was. I watched a movie years ago, and I think it was a lot like this too, where there was a ship of this is when they were starting to build up, like, different colonies, and people came over on ships. There were some people that were already building forts, and the ship came. And people got off the ship, and there were Indians that saw these people coming, and they were hiding behind the trees, and they were like, "Who the fuck are these people?" And they started fucking chucking spears. They started fucking throwing spears and hitting them with bows and arrows and shit, from afar.
Dude,
because
you just made me think of something. There is a fucking island, and it's off the coast of Mexico somewhere, and it's some island that is inhabited by completely indigenous people, and they've always been there for as long as we know. And every time anybody tries to go to that island, like, they literally they'll kill people that are trying to go to that island. It's just a very small island with these indigenous people on it, and I can't, for the life of me, remember.
They're still in South America. They have them in, like, Brazil. You still like. Oh, I'll call him back in a couple minutes. My oldest son calling. They're still in Brazil. There's still fucking tribal groups in Africa. There are tribal groups who haven't had real contact with people, where, like, helicopters fly by and they're hitting helicopters with bows and arrows and shit, and they're just fucking hitting it with everything, rocks, all kinds of shit, because people are like, oh, just leave those people alone. I'm like, no, like, that's
what are you doing down there?
Like, I mean, is it we're supposed to say, like, on one hand you have somebody from, like, from the left, like a liberal, saying, I love my liberals. You have somebody, because I like helping people, right? I think you should help people. But you have somebody on one hand saying, hey, we need to help children. We need to fucking go in. If we see a child starving or being abused, we need to step in. We need to, see something, say something.
Of course.
Right? That's that whole thing. See something, say something. But whenever it comes to fucking these tribes, right, for whatever fucking reason, it's leave them alone. We don't need to civilize, they don't need to be civilized. Leave them in a natural fucking habitat. Like, leave them alone. But what about what they're doing with their fucking kids? The deplorable conditions they live in, and and all this like weird shit, and a lot of the weird fucking like just different tribal things they do. Like you watch some, you could go online and just watch some videos of like some of these tribe people, and it's like it's fucking gross.
Yeah, they do some crazy. They do some crazy ass shit, and they're still like you think. Like some of the public executions and stuff in the Middle East are bad. I guarantee some of those indigenous tribes who've never experienced like regular modern day civilization. Can you imagine what they're fucking doing to one another? Like if somebody's caught stealing or something, or man.
I watched this. Some tribe in Africa, it was a couple years ago. They set an atheist. They found an atheist. They found out that this guy was atheist. They set him on fire. Right? Yeah. They set him on fire because he's atheist, because he didn't believe in what they believed in. And they were like all jumping around and fucking this guy's burning and crying and screaming because he's set ablaze, and they're fucking going, oh my gosh. So hold on. So listen, here's I think going back to Pioneers. I found the page that I closed earlier. It's talking about like living in where they're going. It's like many didn't have time to build their homes, so they lived in a lean-to, tents, or their wagons. The pioneers tried to purchase land by a river or stream because water was so important to their daily life. If they weren't near water, they had to dig a well. If a group of pioneers lived close to one another, they would often build a small fort in order to protect themselves from attacks by Native Americans and outlaws. That's the thing, is you can't just vilify one fucking group. Dude, natives were attacking whites. Natives were attacking, each other. Like natives, one group of natives would attack other group of natives. Right. You had outlaws attacking different pioneers, different settlers.
Anybody that thought that they could get money or supplies from, that you're done. There was just no. Yeah. It really the Wild West back then. It really highlighted sort of the natural human instinct, you know what I mean? Like it was sort of like what people would do without law, and there was no law. There was no law out there, So outlaws and Indians and pioneers going west, and everybody they could kill with no repercussions whatsoever. It was just like, oh, here you are, you have stuff. Bam, hatchet to the forehead. I'm taking it, and that's it.
No, in order for one person to relay, information to another person about such a topic, one needs to do his research. So I'm basically just reading, different things from this page. Now, the person who requested this can be like, well, I could have done that myself, but I'm not going to know any of this shit unless I read it anyway. You know what I mean? I wasn't there. You're not going to get firsthand knowledge, so you're going to get whatever. So if you just want to hear, the same stuff that you could read, if you want to hear it read by my voice or Cole's voice, that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to get on here. Check this out. So this actually has a lot of fucking really cool stuff. I'm reading this one thing. I'll just check this out. The pioneers would take with them as many supplies as possible. They took cornmeal, bacon, eggs, potatoes, rice, beans, yeast, dried fruit, crackers, dried meat, and a large barrel of water that was tied to the side of the wagon. If the pioneers could take a cow, they would. The cow was used for milk and for meat if they ran out of food. And it says the pioneers might even take some chocolate for special occasions. Pioneers made their own clothing, so they brought cloth to sew, needles, thread, pins, scissors, and leather to fix out worn-out shoes. Now, here's a really cool thing. I know this. A lot of old it's not here, but I just know this anyway. A lot of old canvases for that would cover like wagons were made out of cannabis.
Really? Hemp?
Yeah. Well, hemp. Right. Sorry, not cannabis. Yeah, hemp. A lot of the old canvas was made out, and from what I remember, I could be wrong about this. I think the name canvas has something to do with cannabis. I could be wrong on that one. I could be wrong, or somebody may have said that, because I remember having this big discussion with Mario years ago.
Mario and Johnny. We were talking about cannabis.
You know who else likes the horror movies? Mario. He likes the horror movies. He told me. Told me he likes the
Mario.
horror movies.
Oh, he loves the horror.
Canvas meaning. I'm trying to see where the name canvas comes from, because it could be completely fucking wrong, but I remember that coming up a long time ago. But anyway, yeah, I do know hemp was used for a lot of hemp was used for everything back in the day. Paper, fucking
ropes.
Ropes, canvas, clothes. It was, Jesus, man, it was used for everything, you know. Doesn't make sense. And I guess that's why some people don't want it to be around, because you look at all the, you know, like, look at all the textiles and things that could be, you know, that it could be used for. You know, once you start to do that, you start putting a lot of other companies out of business.
Yeah.
Because now people could just make their own shit.
Well, it's kind of like do you remember a while back there was some dude, I remember hearing a story, and we'll get to stuff like this on the Macabre Club, but there was a guy who he made a car, or he had a car, and he figured out how to make his car run on like just a mixture of water and something else. I mean, something really, really, really easy to make. And then a month later, he was just found dead, and nobody knew what happened to him. He was just found dead. And I mean, how could you not be like, oh, come on, man, come on, you know? Because the oil industry,
dude,
is like,
check this out. Here it is: origin and etymology of canvas, Middle English. Canvas comes from cannabis, from Anglo-French cannabis, from Vulgar Latin cannabaceus, hempen, from Latin cannabis, hemp. So canvas does come from cannabis.
nice.
Yep. So there you go.
We're going to have to wrap this one up, this episode 8 of Smoke Wagon.
Hold on, real quick. Davy Crockett. We didn't talk about Davy Crockett. He died in the Alamo.
The Alamo. He died in the Alamo.
No, that'd be a Philly thing. He died in the Alamo. It was yellow.
The Alamo.
It's when I sent my son Danny Boone. I sent him down to the Alamo. He went down there. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was yellow and it was little. It was near that boat. It was near that little blue boat
Down by the water. We're gonna wrap up episode 8 of Smoke Wagon. Ox,
I apologize to everybody about this fucking episode.
No, this episode was great, Ox. It was great. I couldn't ask for a better episode. I couldn't ask for a better podcast partner. Alex, tell them where they can find us.
You can find us at smokewagonradio.com. All our social media is Smokewagon Radio, except I think for our Spreaker, which is Spreaker.com/Smokewagon. Tweet us. Find us on Instagram. Actually, my new Instagram is brom.bones, and you can find him at, I believe it's 10 Killer Cole, right?
Yes.
On Instagram. Snapchat, I don't know. What's your Snapchat name?
Nathan is drunk on Snapchat.
Nathan is drunk, apropos. You can pretty much just find us and email us. If you want to email us, if you want to work for us, if you want to help us out, you could email us at smokewagonradio@gmail.com.
And of course, also, Periscope.
Find us on Periscope. I'm right now I'm on my name is the Macabre Club. MACA Macabre. How do you spell Macabre? MACARE.
It looks like Macrobay or something.
Macrobay. Everybody always calls me Macabre. And I'm like,
Macabre Club.
It's just Macabre. It's just Macabre.
And I'm 10 Killer Cole on Periscope. So
I'm the Macaroni Club on there. So
the Macaroni Club. All right, and listen to us next week on Smoke Wagon.
Really. If you stop before you get into our awesome tagline. Seriously, if you don't know how to spell the Macabre Club, because if you're like, I typed in MCCOBB, like I'm some kind of
MACABRE, macabre.
Right, But you're gonna know somebody's gonna be like, I typed it in like it was a McDonald's Cobb salad. I was looking for the McCobb.
The McCobb Club.
THEMACABRECLUB.
The Macabre
You can
Club.
find me. But listen, also our PayPal, Smoke Wagon Radio. If you want to donate, so we can keep our fucking websites up and we can have, T-shirts and stuff made up, so we can give to you.
All stuff that's coming.
You give to us.
T-shirts.
We can give to you.
That way I don't have to pay for the website anymore. That would be really nice to not have to have that $20 a month coming out of my pocket. I'm broke.
Well, it's not just that. It's not just the website, the other websites we have coming up. Oh my God, we have a lot of stuff coming up.
Holy shit.
Things.
Holy shit. So much fun stuff coming up. And listen to us next
Lots
week
of fun stuff
on Smoke Wagon Radio. Why? Because it's the business.
But it's not a pity.
I apologize. I forgot you were there. You may go now.